Welcome to the 24th episode of The Backlog Boat. As always, I am your captain, Roberto Gonzalez. And to my left, we have the navigator.
What up? It is Jake. I am the navigator.
And to the right, we have our doctor.
Hello, I'm Stephanie.
All right. This is our February podcast episode. What y'all do in February?
Let's go first. Boys and girls.
All right, I can go first because this is my first time actually having something semi-interesting. I feel like it's always Jake and Robert that have something exciting. So I actually was able to go to Texas. And crazy time, let me tell you. With this, I will just keep this like very short because I don't know if you know this, Jake, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. But with the company that I work for now, we get like this like benefit hub thing. So I get like really good deals on like rent a cars, and you do get like there are different packages you can do. I didn't go through it for like flight or anything like that, but it was a wild time. And one of the things that I was able to do actually in Texas was actually go to Meow Wolf. And I think Robert knows what this is, but I don't know if you know what it is, Jake.
So I don't, but like you got a package to go to Texas, or you had to go to Texas for work?
No, so it was like literally something that I wanted to do to actually go and see like Meow Wolf, at least one of the locations. And so with work though, like I get different deals. And so I was able to like get a rent a car, like I just got the flight or whatever, and then like hotel.
Neat.
So it was an interesting time. But anyway, for individuals who don't know like what Meow Wolf is, it's basically like an interactive museum. They have, I think now 4 or 5 locations, and like a good majority of them are in Texas, which is really weird. But like one of the like really big ones that blew up on TikTok was their Mega Mart one, which is actually in Vegas. And so I didn't go to that one because I was like, maybe there will be a point where that can be a thing. But I went to the one in Grapevine, Texas, and that was bananas. And like it was so fucking cool. And like that just like blew my mind. It has been a while since, for one, I've actually like traveled for anything, and I felt like it was really good. And I also like just have some questions for Texas because I did fly into like the Dallas airport or whatever, and Dallas and Grapevine are like very close together. It was just like crazy. I was like, wow, it's like very diverse here. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And so I was able to try like Whataburger, which I've never tried before. And I was able to like go to different like spots in Texas. So like their Barnes and Noble is like called Books a Million. That place is amazing. I also went to a different bookstore that basically like cuts everything in half. So that was really cool to see. And I saw the giant eyeball. There was like a lot of stuff that I was able to like go and do, and it was like really cool. 10 out of 10.
So, like, I know what Mega Mart is, but what's the one in Texas like? What is it?
Yeah.
Meow Wolf thing.
Yeah, and I guess maybe I should explain that a little bit more. So, like, with these different like interactive museums, they all have a different storyline, and I don't know if their storylines like converge because there are like multiple storylines in like one thing. And so with Mega Mart, this is basically like this really big like superstore, and you are like exploring this grocery store and trying to figure out like what happened for that specific like interactive storyline. So the one that I had went to, there were like almost like 2 or 3 different storylines that you could explore. And so every single, I guess I'll say like room or every single setup is like completely different. And you have to interact with the things in the room to figure out what's going on. And so I don't want to give like too much away because it's like really fucking cool. But anyway, one of the storylines is a boy goes missing, and you're able to like figure that out because you're basically like exploring the family home. But then there are like random things that happen to this kid, and you're trying to figure out like what happened. So as you're exploring the home, you'll end up exploring like different places that people say that this kid went. And then you end up finding out that like this whole town that this house is in has like another storyline happening. And so you can explore that. But like another like interesting thing about it, if you're like, hey, I really don't like that, there is a place where you can actually like get drinks within the thing or get food, still explore and still have a good time. And they even have like a store outside of the interactive museum part. So like you can get like really cool stuff that they have. And then they have like more food and stuff too. And this is something that you can do, not just like, I guess, like with your friends, but you can also do like if you had kids. And there are events that are going on at all locations where there is like a 21 and plus. So like if you're like, hey, I don't like kids, or like, fuck that, that's not my thing. They even have like different things where it could be just adults, or again, like you can bring families, etc. So it was really cool. 10 out of 10. Like I would like now I want to go to all of them. So
I feel like you have too much self-confidence for your own good.
What?
I would never fucking travel by myself. Like, ever.
That's fair.
Well, she didn't say she went by herself, so.
Oh, okay.
And I did travel on the plane. Yeah, like by myself. I was like, well, technically, are you by yourself? Like, no. Because I was like, there are all these other people.
They're strangers.
I didn't feel uncomfortable.
They're not even people, if you really think about it.
I guess that's true. I will throw this out there, Jake. I don't think you know this, and I don't even know if you know this, Robert. But like, one of my really good friends, she is like a lot of her family is actually in Texas, and so she was able to at least like give me like some heads up. And I don't know. I think I was like, if I don't do this now, I don't know when I ever would. And this is also tied to like giving myself like more time off. I feel like though now I need even more time off because like that like fucked up my work schedule a little bit. But anyway, it was a good time. It was fun. And one thing I will say though, and for other people that are wanting to travel, the Real ID thing really did like take effect. And so I did not get my Real ID in time, and my passport did not come in time. So you can still like pay a fee and you can still travel domestically within the United States. The only thing is that you really need to get there early. Like in Washington, no problem. In Texas, I was like, my God. And this was before everything happened with like current events. So I like had just missed that. But I also didn't know that like the TSA is not there all the time like it used to be. And so I'm just like, it really does have like very different hours in Texas specifically. And there is the like time zone change. So it was just a lot. It was just a lot going on, but it was like worth it. And I was like so happy with like where I was staying at, like the things that I could do, the places that I went to eat. And I'm going to be honest, like the only weird interaction that I had was like on the plane leaving to go to, because I think my connecting flight was in Arizona. That shit was the worst.
Like in Arizona or?
No, just like literally. So I was like next to like this older guy from where we're from, and it was just like the worst thing ever. Like, I don't know, we don't have to put this in the podcast, but he was just like making comments about like how I didn't look my age, how he thought I was like younger. And then he was like, oh, you don't look like your ethnicity. And it just was like very weird because I think he's like probably like my dad's age or a little bit younger than my dad, like 56. And so I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this conversation. And it just like never got better, I guess. Like it just got worse to where I was like, it has been a while since I have traveled, but have conversations always been this awkward?
Yes.
So
hence why I said you have too much self-confidence.
Well, like I'm gonna be honest. Oh no, continue.
I was just saying I can't rope anybody to go into the fucking anime convention with me, so that's why I'm just not going this year.
Which one? Isn't there like two? Well, one just happened for Washington.
Seattle.
Because isn't there like Emerald City, and then there's another like NecoCon?
SakuraCon. Kuroneko is Spokane, and I think that's dead forever because they couldn't find anybody to like maintain it.
Oh, I'd heard about like Emerald City, and I was like, dang, that looks like huge. But just throwing this out there, like all of my other flights were okay. It was just that one, which I'm like, it's literally in the city where I'm from. I don't understand like why these conversations are happening right now. It was like the weirdest thing ever. But other than that though, using Uber, using all that other stuff, that was okay.
Nah, I'm too
Walking
scared
around
to take an Uber
Dallas?
by myself. I'll just walk.
Where? Like,
I was about to be like, Jake,
All
what?
over the place. But fuck it, bro. You think I want to get in a car with a stranger by myself?
I mean, probably better than, being in a state you've never been in by yourself, just walking around.
I have more confidence when I'm walking than when I'm in a car or plane or any kind of vehicle.
And I'll be honest, that's just because like I could have had the rent a car the whole time. I just did not want to deal with dropping it off in the morning. So like you could just get a rent a car the whole time. Like that is a possibility. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was like super fun. I didn't realize like how many things are in Texas. And like another really cool thing, but a really kind of creepy thing too was where Meow Wolf is in Grapevine is in like an outlet mall, which was really cool to see like all the different deals. And I just thought it was bananas because they had like a Columbia and a North Face, and like all of their winter wear was on sale. And I'm like, this is literally like what we live in. Like it is raining right now as we are recording this podcast. But anyway, it was really cool to see those things. And there was like this huge like gotcha thing. And so they had a whole store dedicated to it. And I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. And I was
You mean
like losing
Crane?
my mind.
Crane games? A whole store of Crane games?
No, they were literally like gotchas.
Like turn your quarters into a thing?
Yeah, turn tokens into a thing. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So it was like the coolest thing ever. There's also a round one there too. So
Sold. I'm going tomorrow. Booking my flight for myself right now.
Got that confidence.
all right, let me tell you, sometimes you just need to, I don't even know. But I will say this, it was the first time that I ever got motion sickness on a plane just because of how like windy it was when I went from Arizona to Dallas. So I was like, bruh, this was not it. But on the way back, it was better. So yeah,
I know
that's what
how
I
the
did.
weather's been absolutely dog shit over here.
I had went like this was in February, so I had went like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks
Fair
ago
enough.
now. No, 3 weeks ago. Jesus, the 13th. My gosh. Anyway, so yeah, it was a good time. I would recommend it, and I really want to go and see now all the different Meow Wolves, and I wonder how different. Because I think there's one in Austin, Texas. I wonder how different that one is to Grapevine. So, all right, I'll let you all go. Whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, Jake, why don't you follow that up? Because I didn't do shit this month.
You did do shit, buddy. You
Kinda.
fucking sold me a car, and that's the only thing I did was buy a car and spend too much fucking money. I don't know if I mentioned
That's
it on
exciting.
the last episode of the podcast about this series of unfortunate events, but it was like, okay, cool. The clinic that bought or fucking gave me a new knee sent me a bill. And I was like, okay, that's fine. That's reasonable. Here, paid. And then like a week later, they sent me another bill and they're like, hey, you owe the surgeon a separate fee. And I was like, okay, that's reasonable. Fine. Here. And then a week later, they sent me another bill and they're like, yeah, you also got to pay the anesthesiologist. Here's his bill. And I was like, okay, fuck me. Here's your money. And then my car exploded. And I was like, oh. I took it into O'Reilly's and I was like, hey, give me the thingy that tells you what's wrong with your car. And then the thing said, yeah, take it to the dealership, loser. And I was like, damn it. So I took it to the dealership and they're like, yeah, this is what's wrong with your car. Basically, the dealership is the only place that could fix this fucking problem. And I was like, well, fuck. Fix my car, please. Here's $2,000. Thanks. And then after that, I decided, yeah, I'm just going to buy another car. I don't even know why I fixed this fucking thing in the first place. Because, like, the amount of maintenance that my car currently requires, it would literally just be cheaper to just buy another one than to get the fucking maintenance done. So I said goodbye to my Ford Fiesta that I've been road tripping in for the past 10 years. And a Honda CR-V at Robert's recommendation. And now I am an absolute fucking menace on the road because I don't know how to drive anything that isn't that 2015 Ford Fiesta.
I mean, but that's kind of exciting though. Like a new car, nice, and it sounds like a bigger car too, even better. Or maybe not. I don't know.
It literally feels like I'm in a fucking mech. It's very scary. Like, I'm pretty sure this is
Yeah, you should see Jake drive.
what it's like being in a Gundam.
Jake
But,
will like pull out or whatever, and he's like, "Oh no, this has acceleration."
I'm not used to cars doing what you tell them to do. Because, like, yeah, that Fiesta wouldn't really do anything until the pedal was at least halfway down. So now I'm just constantly cutting people off and almost hitting them and rear-ending them. And this is going to be a great learning experience, or I'm going to have to buy another car very soon.
Excuse you? What do you mean?
I said I'm either going to figure it out or I'm going to total this car, bro. I mean, what's the option?
You're not going to total it, bro.
Watch me.
Not a challenge.
Because I'd win. Pussy. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did. I just spent way too much fucking money. Dude, I downloaded Rocket Money and it keeps sending me texts. It's like, hey, did you know that your spending this month has been out of fucking control? And I was like, yeah, I'm aware. Thank you. Thank you, Rocket Money. Why did I fucking install this dumbass app?
And if you also want to know how bad your finances are,
Stop.
just type in the code.
You fucking wish we had sponsors.
We definitely do not.
But that's, yeah, literally it. Is just spending money. Now that my knee's feeling a little bit better, starting to do cardio again. And calisthenics, which are absolute bullshit.
I heard that's really good for you, though.
It is really good for you, but it like hurts me in ways that lifting weights does not. And I don't know if I care for it. It also makes me, like, I have gained muscle even when my knee was out because I never stopped lifting upper body weights. And then you try to do a simple calisthenics exercise and you feel like a fucking dumb idiot that can't do anything. Yep, that was basically it. I just spending too much money getting back and working out. That's about it. I didn't do anything cool this month.
Same, yeah. I've just been grinding, working, trying to move soon. So trying to get that money up, get that bread up. Selling cars to friends, I guess.
My advice to you would be to not decimate your knee and buy a new car in the same month.
I'm actually going to sell my car. So it's the opposite of that problem. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I went and hung out with you guys a couple of times. I guess Jake finally is getting into the One Piece card game, I guess. So that's something.
Oh, yeah, I guess I did do that. I don't know. I might be out. I might already be out.
This motherfucker really was like, yeah, I'm doing it. As soon as I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, actually?
No, the One Piece card game looks so fun to play mechanically. And then I couldn't find any One Piece cards in this fucking entire town in a 50-mile radius. And then I finally found a card shop that does have One Piece cards. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just go down there, pick some up. And I was like, called him and I was like, hey man, you guys got One Piece cards? And he's like, we're sure do, brother. Come on down. And I was like, all right, I'll be there today. I show up and I was like, hey man, you got any One Piece cards? And he's like, oh yeah, you must be that guy that called today. And I was like, I sure am. And he's like, yeah, bro, you trying to pull that Nami Mommy card, bro? You trying to get her fat stacks in your deck? And I was like, I don't want to play this card game anymore.
I mean, it is the Gunnar waifu set that just dropped, so.
It wasn't even the Gunnar waifu set that he had. I don't even know what he's talking about because I don't fucking watch One Piece. I was just like, I just wanted cards to build a deck with. And he's like, yeah, bro.
Nami is, though.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, bro, you should open that shit in the store because polls have been going crazy. And I was like, get me out of here. Get me out. Get me out. I want out. Hit the eject button. I'm about to take that fucking CRV and just fucking peel out. Start a 6-car accident on my way out of here.
Nah, because if you actually pulled something worth something, he probably would have tried buying it off you.
I've been
less than it's worth.
So disgusted with that interaction. I haven't even opened the cards. I've had them for like 2 weeks just sitting on my countertop. Don't play card games. They're bad for you.
All right, so that was everyone's Valentine's Day month. I guess we can go ahead and get started. Did y'all? Yeah, everyone played video games this month, right?
Probably.
All right, Jake, why don't you start us off with a video game?
I mean, one of these we're probably going to talk about together, so I'll talk about the other one. But I've been streaming Princess Peach Showtime on my Twitch channel. And I beat Princess Peach Showtime. This game is very cute. Shocker. Basically, like, Peach is, like, on vacation to this, like, island that has this, like, big theater, I guess. And I guess she just plans on hanging out and basically watching plays on her vacation the whole time. But then, like, a big purple lady possesses the theater and fucks up all the plays. So you, as Peach, got to jump into each individual play, become the character that the play would normally feature, and then basically expel the purple lady presence from said play. but it's a very like chill, simple 3D platformer. Each play is basically a different outfit that Peach wears, and then the different outfits give you different powers and like a different move set. So like one of the first ones is like a sword fighter outfit where she looks like a musketeer, and then you just run around murdering people with a rapier. Another one's like an ice skating play, I guess, where she's like in a professional ice skater outfit, and you got to do spins and jumps and like style on people. Another one, you're just baking cookies for all these people that have been turned into zombies, because if you don't bake them fast enough, they'll like murder you. It's very cute. It's a very chill game. I don't really have too much to say about the gameplay portion of it because it's kind of for dumb fucking babies. Like, this game only uses 2 buttons the whole time. You have a jump button, and then whatever costume you're wearing affects whatever the other button does. And then I decided to torture myself by trying to get all the stars in each level, because each level has like 6 to 10 optional stars you can grab. And I grabbed them all. And holy shit, that was a trial of my patience. Like, the game went from like a really chill, easy time, stupid dumb baby game to like making me want to punch a hole through my monitor. It's also got a like absolutely fire soundtrack. It is crazy how good this soundtrack was. I was kind of like worried that this game might be too expensive for like the price point, or for like the gameplay amount you get, and it kind of is. Like, if you can get it for like 40, I would say that's probably what I'd feel comfortable spending on this game. But the game has like collecting all the stars, and then there's basically like a new game plus mode that unlocks after you beat the fucking game, where it's like, yeah, go replay all these levels. And I was like, no thanks. I do not want to do these extra objectives you just added to all these levels. Thank you. I've had my time and I want out.
And you can also watch all of this, Jake's whole playthrough, on his YouTube channel.
Did not record them.
Oh, you didn't put them on YouTube?
Nope.
Damn.
Pain in the ass.
Never mind.
Catch it live, or you just don't get to watch it.
I lied. It's gone forever.
It is gone forever.
One thing Jake didn't mention, which I think is like its entire fucking charm of this whole thing, is that the entire time you're playing, these whole things are plays, but they are built like sets. So like everything, the backgrounds and everything, even the stuff that's destroyable, they are like noticeably like pieces of cardboard and stuff that were made out of, as you would see in a play, which was one of I think the best parts of this game.
Yeah, you do see like little guys holding up like props and shit, and like moving clouds. And like you see like geometry is actually just one big cardboard thing once it like falls over, instead of actually being like a giant pillar. I said, charming out the ass is what I would describe this game as.
Yeah.
And also you get to collect cute dresses that you can dress Peach up in. So if you want to play Dollhouse, I guess.
Or Infinity Nikki, let me tell you, you're speaking my language.
You'd probably like it.
If you want to borrow it, you can. I did buy it physically. I didn't expect this game to have that much content in it when I was like trying to 100% it. Like, I was like, holy shit, this is actually way bigger than I thought it was. Because each level only takes like 5 to 15 minutes. Like 15 minutes is a long fucking level. So like on average, you could probably beat each level like in 10 minutes. And then there's like 4 levels per floor of the theater. And the theater has like 5 levels. And at the end of after you like beat all 4 levels on like one floor of the theater, you fight a really big boss as just Peach. You don't get any cool outfit or special powers. You just got to figure it out yourself. And then the game does some Gurren Lagann shit out of nowhere for the final boss fight, which was actually really fucking hype. I'm super glad I streamed that shit. It was like absolutely fucking crazy that they pull some wild anime shit out of nowhere.
I mean, it all was leading to something, bro.
I guess, but yeah, it wasn't a bad time. Like, cute Nintendo game. I think I'm on cooldown from Nintendo games for like at least a solid year. But what else y'all got?
Well, I share the games that you guys are talking about next, so I guess I'll go with the one that we've all played, and I finally got around to. It only took me 3, 4, I don't know how many years, but I finally played Kingdom Hearts 2.
Fuck yeah, brother. Finally, welcome to the club. Finally, welcome to why I hate Final Fantasy.
which I think is wild because everything that I really love about Kingdom Hearts is the Final Fantasy aspects of it.
Same. But Final Fantasy isn't as good as the Final Fantasy shit in Kingdom Hearts.
Which is crazy.
I don't know.
But
That
also,
seemed like a controversial statement to me.
Fuck both of you. And fuck everyone that recommended this game. Y'all could have been like, hey man, just play one. Just play one and be happy. Just enjoy that. And it's a great I still do prefer Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2. I do, not gonna lie. I think it's a better game. All in all.
I hard disagree.
What do you think, Stephanie? 1 or 2?
Damn. Well,
putting you on the spot. You gotta pick one.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my thing. I felt like with 2, it's like very linear, which I think is like really good if you haven't played them.
What do you
Played like a
mean?
Final Fantasy game.
What the fuck do you mean it's linear?
Hey, I know that there was a point when I played like the first one and I was like, I have no idea where the fuck to go.
That's
like,
a problem. That's not a positive. That's an issue with the fucking game. Because, yeah, same.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, here's the crazy part. And so I get it if I played a Final Fantasy game first before I played Kingdom Hearts, which I think is a little bit backwards. But that's what I liked about it, though. I like the open world aspect of things. And I like that it wasn't like, wouldn't say like easy, but like you could do a lot more without it being like you have to go and do all these other things. Or you have to follow like basically when like worlds pop up in 2. So that's just something I like. Again, I get it. Not everybody's jam. That's okay. But I really did like when I had played 1, like getting introduced to all the worlds. So I really like that they still kept like Hercules and then like even like again like Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town. And like I guess I just remember my excitement when I was so young, like seeing those things and I was like, this is so cool. Second, it was still good. It just wasn't the same. But that's again my unique experience, different. So that's what you asked my opinion. So
see, I'm on the same boat. What were you gonna say, Jake?
If you really want to put it this way, I think sure, Kingdom Hearts 1 might be a better product. It's just easier to get into. However, Kingdom Hearts 2 has so much fucking sauce. It is crazy, bro.
I think it's 1 that has the sauce.
No, dude, the gameplay in 2 is so much fucking better. It is way better than the gameplay in Kingdom Hearts 1. The amount of skill expression in Kingdom Hearts 2 is fucking nuts, and that's why I've replayed the fuck out of it. I can, like, tolerate 1, but there are some levels in 1 that I do not like at all. Like, I think the Tarzan's level, ass. Agrabah, ass. Monstro, ass. Little Mermaid, ass.
Little Mermaid.
But the start of Kingdom Hearts 1 and the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 is so good that you forget about the levels that are absolute fucking cheeks. I also hated the ship combat in Kingdom Hearts 1. I thought Kingdom Hearts 2 solved the problem of me absolutely fucking hating messing around with gummy ships.
I prefer 1's gummy ship combat to gummy ship 2. To the gummy ship combat in 2.
It takes so long, bro. It is so fucking long.
I also don't like the in 1 it felt like a 3D area. In 2 it feels like you're stuck on a camera that rotates. So while the place is 3D,
it's a 2D bullet hell shooter. Yeah, it's a different fucking gameplay style.
Yeah. I don't like it. I prefer 1.
You prefer not being able to see when you're going to get hit by things because the depth, like field of depth, is all fucked up from that camera angle?
Yes.
Okay. You prefer the gameplay in 1 that is kind of clunky and it'll just let you get away with mashing X most of the time because you'll just accidentally parry most things?
Okay, hear me out. So if you're saying the Kingdom Hearts 2 has a lot more gameplay expression, you're right. You're not wrong. There is so many different ways to play that game, and there's so many different abilities. You can make builds. Here's the thing: in Kingdom Hearts 1, I remember playing through it, and then when you got like one of the helpers, like someone else that would like help you, it was someone that you like met along the way, and it would be a thing when you like, oh hey, here you go, you now I can come help you now whenever you need help. In Kingdom Hearts 2, I never used anyone to help until I was stuck at the very end, and I was like, oh hey, I have all these helpers unlocked that I have literally never used because I've only used magic and like my attacks and my combos, and I not want and like also the different modes that you can be in, but I never used any of the helpers, and the game also didn't make a big deal out of a helper showing up. Like it was just like you would level up and it'd be like, oh, you now have Peter Pan. And this wasn't like after you went to Peter Pan's world, it was just like, oh, you just unlocked that. You would just unlock characters that like they were there just because of the explicit purpose that like, oh, you leveled up, you unlocked this helper. But it wasn't even part of the story. Whereas in one, it was.
Okay, but the point of summons in Kingdom Hearts 2 is they don't have a narrative purpose they don't have a narrative purpose.
At all.
The whole point of summons in Kingdom Hearts 2 is their combo extenders, and they counter certain enemies in the game.
Yeah, and
so
I never
they
used
are
them because
the better skill expression. Yeah, I bet you fucking brute force your way through a bunch of shit when you could have just summoned Chicken Little and solved the problem instantly.
Yeah, I never summoned Chicken Little. I only summoned Peter Pan for one of the fights at the end because lo and behold, yes, he counters him. I was able to stun lock him to death.
Yeah.
But before then I just never used them. And it was because the game they didn't inject, like you said, a narrative purpose for them being there. Whereas in one, everything was narratively interwoven.
I think Kingdom Hearts 1 has a tighter narrative than Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. I didn't know Chain of Memories was a thing when I first played Kingdom Hearts 2, so the story never made sense to me in fucking Kingdom Hearts 2 when I was playing it as a kid. But as I said, the gameplay is so fucking addicting that if I'm going to replay a Kingdom Hearts game, I'm always going back to 2. And the emotional beats in Kingdom Hearts 2, they're so fucking good.
All right. So here's the thing. I don't want to take up too much time, but speaking of the narrative, I don't want to spoil this game for anyone. Even though I'm pretty sure everyone that listens to this, yeah, so many years later, and anyone who listens to this.
I am also, the ending of Kingdom Hearts 2 is the most satisfying ending to a video game I've ever played.
And I'll admit that too. Yeah. I'm genuinely considering not playing any more Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not. If you don't play any more Kingdom Hearts, I'm not gonna be mad. Kingdom Hearts 2 ends. It just ends. It's just over.
It does. I was
like, you know what? That narrative ending is so fucking strong. You could never touch another Kingdom Hearts game again and be okay. I mean, if you really want to play Birth by Sleep, you can do that because it's a prequel and it won't fuck with what's going on in Kingdom Hearts 2. But if you're like, nah, I'm done. I'm like, nah, I get it. It's gas. It's fire. It can be left alone. It also fucking Kingdom Hearts 2 also has the best gameplay in the series, period. It doesn't get any better than Kingdom Hearts 2.
Y'all want to know what's the one thing that makes me want to play more? The Kingdom Hearts 2 brought me my favorite character, the boy, the one, the only, Roxas. And I honestly, like, hey, if by my logic and understanding of Kingdom Hearts, sorry if this is a spoiler to people from fucking haven't played this game or whatever, but homie should not be in any more Kingdom Hearts games, by my understanding and logic. Kingdom Hearts logic is fucking bullshit. So maybe he's still out there.
I'll put it to you this way. You know how in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, there's a character that shouldn't exist anymore, but they're like, damn, his aura is so strong that he's fighting for his existence. He shouldn't be around anymore.
Mhm.
That may or may not be a plot point in the future.
Okay. See that might bring me back. That might bring me back in.
He might be like, nah, bro, I have a right to exist too. Fuck you. Fuck whatever's going on here. I don't give a fuck about no grand destiny, buddy.
But yeah, despite me saying that, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a fantastic game. It's really fun. It is cool to see all the Disney shenanigans again. One of my favorite maps from the original from Kingdom Hearts 1 was the Nightmare Before Christmas map. And one of the things that I thought was, hey, whenever I was revisiting these places, I was like, wow, these kind of look the same as they did in Kingdom Hearts 1. Like, maybe the graphics are a bit better, but they didn't do much to change it, or it didn't feel that way anyway. And then the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween Town map, that one feels completely fresh.
What do you mean? Hercules wasn't even, it was just an arena in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look at, did you not
in
go
Kingdom Hearts 2, it's an entirely different thing.
Did you not do that in 1?
What?
Was it? Oh, it was just the arena, huh? In 1.
Yes.
Yeah,
I guess his changed too. That's fair.
Beauty and the Beast, bro, that level was literally a fucking post-apocalyptic nightmare in 1. They just removed the fucking swimming shit from fucking Little Mermaid. I'm fine with that.
Okay, what I'm saying is I feel like they did a lot with the Nightmare Before Christmas map.
They did a lot with all the levels. You're just stupid.
Maybe I am stupid. Maybe
Agrabah is barely a level in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Okay,
the fucking town sucks.
Okay.
And then you run into the dungeon. That also sucks.
All right,
that dungeon is a nightmare.
Hear me out. I played Chain of Memories way after, and maybe I'm just fusing that with Kingdom Hearts 1. Because you spend a long ass time in Agrabah in Chain of Memories. And that shit all looks the same.
Yeah, because it's reused assets from 1.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But it is bigger. So maybe that's what I'm.
You might be fucking entering a fugue state, bro.
What I'm saying is I really enjoyed the Nightmare Before Christmas map. Like, and I like that they included, the Christmas area.
What I'm saying is I'm okay with you having this opinion right now. I know you will come back to me and tell me that I'm right. It might take 10 years. It might take 20 years. But when you feel like replaying the Kingdom Hearts games, you're going to be playing 1, and you're like, fuck. This is so good. This is so charming. God, where's my drive forms? Where's my parry? Where's my fucking combo extensions?
See, okay.
Where's my builds? Oh, fuck.
You would probably hate to see how I played. I was playing on critical mode and everything. I didn't even really use the drive forms till the end of the game either.
You just made the game harder for yourself for no reason.
I had to go grind.
Robert, the way you played Kingdom Hearts is like playing Devil May Cry and never achieving a rank higher than a C.
So I'm just gonna throw this out there. I also did the same thing with just grinding it out.
Oh my fucking god!
And here it's about the journey. It's not about the destination. Like you're just trying to put time in. Like
here's my logic. Okay, so
this is one of the best character action games I've ever played, and you're like, "This is a character action game? I thought it was a platformer."
So hear me out. I got through like all the Disney stuff. Just fighting that way, Occasionally, I would go into one of the drive forms because I had an ability that would make it so that, like, when my health dipped enough, it would automatically switch, but not even enough to level up. Because I got to a point in the game where I was like, man, I really want to get all these like extras, these puzzle pieces, but I can't reach. And I was like, how come? Like, what level am I going to get like the double jump? And then Jake's like, oh yeah, some of the abilities are tied to the levels in your different forms. And he's like, but you're level this, you should have it by now. And I was like, And I went and looked at all my forms and they were all at level 1 because I had never.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
And so then I went back and I was like, all right, let me grind with these forms for a bit. And I did that. And then by the time I got to like the Final Fantasy part of the game, then I started using that stuff because I kind of needed to, for the bosses.
It's like playing a fighting game but not knowing how to do a single fucking combo. It's crazy. It is fucking crazy, the people I do this fucking podcast with.
But it's doable. And I guess I'll just throw this out there. I really think
we
it's
both
really
did it.
interesting. Yeah, it's possible and it happens. And throwing this out there though, like Jake, you criticize Final Fantasy so much, but the things that you love about Final Fantasy are the things that they fucking got for Kingdom Hearts. So like the summons, like what you guys were talking about, that was like a Final Fantasy thing. You will see random summons where you're like, who the fuck is this character? And then you'll find out that it was at some point in one of the games and not connected. It's just like, what the hell? So it's just really funny that this is one of the things that are coming up. But anyway, that's all I had to say.
I do have the goal of playing a Final Fantasy game at some point. It's just every single one I played has horrific pacing issues.
Just play Crisis Core.
No.
And then it'll get you to want to play 7.
True.
I'm going to play 7 OG. I bounced off of 7 OG, and it's completely my fault because I use the real-time system, which is bad. I don't like it at all. The real-time system in 7 is slower to play than just using turn-based. It's supposed to force you to make decisions quickly, but I've played so many of these games that I make the decisions instantly. But because you have a little bar that needs to max out all the way before you can attack and do something, it just makes the fights way slower. So that was my fault. I'll probably go play Final Fantasy VII. Oh my god, Final Fantasy X is kind of fucking boring for the first 12 hours.
I would agree. Sometimes that happens.
Well,
and Final Fantasy 15? I don't even know if I want to talk about Final Fantasy 15.
I do want to play 15. What were you going to say?
Hold on, though. I just realized, I was like, oh, wait a minute, though. Because, like, Jake, now that, like, you were just talking right now, I was like, oh, it's not about the grind for you, though. So, like, with playing, like, some of the Final Fantasy games, like, that is going to be tough. It's going to be like, what the fuck?
The problem is the grind has to be good. The grind in Persona is so good. It is so fun.
You're going to
But that's because, like, constantly getting new personas and, like, fucking inheriting skills and shit is fun.
What were you going to say, Stephanie?
That's fair. I was like, but you're going to tell me there's never been a game where you just, like, grinded things out without having, like, really cool stuff happen?
I don't even know how the fuck you grind in critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 2. Isn't the whole point you're supposed to be, like, good? You're just supposed to do the character action?
Yeah, you do get less XP and everything.
Oh, you needed to turn on 0 XP to get the real fucking experience, to get the real gameplay shit.
Then I would be stuck at level 1.
Yeah.
And then it's...
Yeah, and then you would either get forced to be good at the game or you just never play it. You'd understand the way I feel now. Or
I was good at the game.
No, you weren't.
What do you mean? I did it without the abilities. I did it with brute strength and defense and parries.
Nah, bro, you didn't get it.
All right, well...
Until you turn on... As I said, I'm fine with you having this opinion now. This opinion will change. When you replay the Kingdom Hearts games, you're gonna fucking slurp down that fucking Kingdom Hearts gameplay, bro. You're gonna be fucking thirsty for it. That Kingdom Hearts 2 shit, you're gonna go, give me that. That's mine. I need it. I'm addicted to it.
Not denying that Kingdom Hearts 2 has a lot of replayability because it does. There's literally, you can fight every member of Organization 13 in different there's little spots where you go and they have their little fighting area. I think it's part of the remake, the remix or whatever it is, the mode that I'm playing, obviously not the OG.
Correct.
That they added that cave. And if you get through that cave, there's a portal at the end where you can just fight all of them also. There's obviously the tournament places in Hercules. You can go try and fight Sephiroth, which,
I can't believe you didn't fight Sephiroth, bro. You're such a fucking pussy.
I did. I fought him for 2 hours.
Did you not?
Yes, I fought him for 2 hours. I didn't beat him.
He's a baddie.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Okay, did you guys both beat him?
Yes.
I did.
Congratulations. Y'all did it. I was severely underleveled for that. because I did that before I grinded.
You should have just like if you weren't gonna play it on 0 XP critical mode, you should have just played it on normal or hard.
Look, man, I had a pretty good experience with it. Like I said, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I just had that thought in the back of my head where I was like, "This
I said
doesn't feel." Huh?
We can start the timestamp now. Now that I've finally gotten Robert to play all these RPGs I wanted him to play, now it's going to take me another 10 years to bully him into playing all the character action games that I want him to play, and then he'll get it. Then I'll understand.
Jake's gotten me to play all these RPGs. Then he's going to get me to play the character action games, like all the DMCs and stuff. And then I'm going to be like, "Yep, I was right. Clair Obscure Expedition 33, best game out there. Takes the best out of everything and just threw it in one game. My goat."
Bro, you only played DMC 1, bro.
Yeah, and well, I've played a bit of DMC 3.
Yeah, but like
played the
that game don't start until you have all your moves, bro.
I guess. Anyways, Kingdom Hearts 2. It's good. It's great. It's amazing. It's not Kingdom Hearts 1, but it's the next best thing. And yeah, it's got a really good ending, which I enjoyed. But anyway, enough about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, if I open my mouth anymore, I'm literally just going to verbally fist fight you until you agree with me or I quit the podcast. So,
all right, Stephanie, what do you got for games this month?
Right. And here I am, just like not me, just replaying on my 3DS Dreams Drop Distance anyway. So, one thing that me and Robert have played is Resident Evil 9. And I know it's not a backlog one. So,
what do you
it's pretty
mean?
amazing.
This journey's been going on for years. Isn't it like the 30th year anniversary?
I mean,
I forgot.
It's the newest game.
Hey, Stephanie, before we talk about Resident Evil 9, how do you feel about Resident Evil 2 Remake?
I mean, I think it's all right. Are you trying to tell me it's better than 9? I haven't finished 9, so.
I guess you even played 9.
I'm just wondering because Robert thinks that game is bad.
I don't think it's bad. I just didn't think it was hard. And then, yeah.
I think I'm still confused with that. So, like, I think Robert had brought this up, but, like, when you mean, like, he considered it bad, are you talking, like, the horror elements of it? Are you talking the gameplay? Are you talking, like, the
I think it was
storyline?
mainly the gameplay that he didn't. He like I remember us having the conversation where he's like, "Yeah, bro. I mean, Resident Evil 2 remake, I really didn't fuck with, but Resident Evil 3 remake, though, finally, bro, they got it. They fixed it. They fixed the gameplay." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
I think Resident Evil 2 has a better story.
Has a better, literally everything.
But anyway, I don't think it's a bad game.
And he didn't even play Leon's fucking campaign.
I played a bit of Leon's campaign.
Let's talk about RE9 before I get in another fucking fight.
Well, all right. I was like, speaking of Leon, a very good segue. So Resident Evil 9, again, this has our boy, Leon Kennedy, and like a new character. And I don't know. I don't think, since it's like a newer game, I guess we won't go into like anything too crazy. I just think this is like wild because there are like different like camera angles you can take. Again, you still have like, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess it is a little bit weird. But again, you have a character that is not very familiar with the stuff that's going on with all of the things, and then you have like a seasoned veteran. And yeah, I don't know. What can I say, Robert? What can I say?
All right. So Resident Evil 9, cough, not 6, cough, is the continuation of the Resident Evil saga in like the most direct way of like the main storyline before it got rebooted into 7 and 8. But it still takes place after those. Those still tie into it. But this is clearly trying to bridge the gap between the two eras with the remakes and this and everything. You are playing as two people. Grace, the main character, who the game encourages you to play in first-person mode because hers is the scary campaign the I don't really have that much weapons, and like basically the Resident Evil 2 remake mode that Jake likes, because he played that game the way you're supposed to play it.
Oh, you mean
And
as a
I
survival horror game?
Yes, and I played it the easy baby mode way, and so it felt too easy to me and didn't scare me, and I was like, huh.
Was that what you guys mean by gameplay?
Yeah, because I didn't. I played the casual fucking way, and so that game was really easy. And
Yeah, Stephanie, how'd you play RE2? Did you play it on hard? Or did you play it on standard?
I always go through every game on standard and then I'll go through it on hard, just in case.
Okay, so you got both experiences. Because when you're playing on standard, you have checkpoints. When you're playing on hard, you have the ink ribbons. Which, like,
Black and
that's
black.
the ink ribbons are what turn it into a survival horror game. Because you run into a room with 2 zombies, die, oh, whatever, fuck it. Redo the room. You run into 2 zombies and die on hardcore, then you're like, oh, fuck. How many hours did I just lose? Like, it makes zombies fucking scary because they will rock your shit.
and yes, so I played it on the hardest mode available on at the start of the game, and you get that with grace. You get the this is scary. Resources are limited. Yes, save when you can, but it's going to cost you the ink ribbons. And then you have our boy, Leon Kennedy's mode, who has now been through all of the games. He's not scared of zombies. Zombies are scared of him. And it becomes a mash of Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5 gameplay where you're just killing zombies in like the coolest ways you can. And eventually you get like, I think you got this far, Stephanie, where you get back to that the point scoring system with Leon where
Oh,
you
yeah.
know
Mhm. Love that.
yeah. So then it gamifies it even more because now you're like, oh hell yeah, I want to, because you can just avoid certain zombies with Leon, but like you don't want to because you want to upgrade your shit. And also, it's just really fucking fun killing zombies as Leon. He's older now, so he's not doing crazy backflips, but he's just a parry demon. He can parry anything. He can parry cars. He can parry missiles, bro. He can parry whatever the fuck comes at him.
Yeah, is he a master of knife fu?
He is. He really is.
Even more so now.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think that's kind of why I'm excited to play, because I think that's a very good compromise, I guess, of the Resident Evil formula. Because every single good RE game basically goes spooky survival horror, you're stressed the fuck out, you're low on resources, and then at some point, once you get like 2/3 of the way through, you feel like a fucking demon because the game has thrown so much fucking weapons at you and ammo that you're like, all right, fuck it, now it's my time. It's my time to go aggro. But I guess if you're flipping between the 2 stages, that's a good way to
No, it's fantastic.
maintain both aspects of the formula throughout the whole game.
I also realized something when playing this game because it reminded me that Stephanie and I have 2 completely different play styles. Because I played some Silent Hill F after Stephanie played it, and then obviously I played this game. And me, horror games, limited ammo. When you're in that, like, oh man, this is a survival horror game. When I see a big scary monster, like not one of the regular zombies or one of the regular typical enemies in a game,
Okay, wait.
I'm like,
No, I was gonna say wait. Jake. So I think like I'm guessing does Jake already know?
no, I was about to say it.
I was about to say, does he want to know? Or does he want to figure
Well,
that
well,
out?
well, I mean, is that I wouldn't think that's a spoiler.
Yeah, but also you spoil shit for me all the time.
I wouldn't say so, but it does like help with things. So
Yes and no. Because I feel like the way Jake plays is not gonna. There's another reason why I don't do it, but I'm
okay,
just gonna
okay,
say
well
it.
continue. Whatever.
When I see a big scary monster, I'm like, oh, I better run away. I better avoid this dude. I better avoid this fucking monstrosity. And Resident Evil is known for having, these stalker enemies that like follow you around. Stephanie, on the other hand, when she gets a big fucking monster crazy thing, Stephanie's like, "Oh, I gotta kill this thing." And I'm like, "What? Why would you do that?" And so she does. She will just be like, "I won't go through this until I fucking kill this big thing."
Okay,
And
like,
the
hold
reason-
on.
Huh?
I was like, all right, hold on. I was like, I mean, I feel like there are two different things with it, but continue. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say one of the other reasons that I don't is because I'm like, even if I can kill this thing, it takes me this much bullets to kill a regular zombie, and there's limited supplies. I'm gonna burn through everything trying to kill this thing, and I would rather have the supplies to deal with the other things. And I just think it's interesting because it's not just this game; it's other games too. Like, is that just your approach to? You see a thing, you have to kill it.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there, and I think this will be helpful maybe for Jake, just because I guess you found out about it. I didn't fucking know when I went into this. So again, right, like everybody knows because we already said it. Like there are two different people who are playing this game. And my thought process going into this game was it's two different people. They're going to be almost like on two different maps. Like maybe it will be in the same place, but they won't have access to the same things. And so that changes the way that I approach things because you do have like an overpowered character and then you have again like somebody who's like very like a novice character basically. So I was like, all right then, what is going to be the easiest thing for a certain character if that other character isn't there, only like for cutscenes. That's obviously not what happens. And I didn't know that until I found out later. And so I had like mentioned this to like Robert, but this is like one thing that I do. And specifically like with horror games or with like something with like even a story. So again, like The Last of Us, if I fuck up something, like let's say I just don't like that I didn't sneak up on someone or I ended up using more bullets than I wanted to, then I just start like experimenting. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm already going to die anyway. Like, I don't like the way that this is. Like, even if I have to go back a while, at least I'll like know. And so I will start trying to kill things that maybe you wouldn't try killing. But with Resident Evil, there have been, I'll say, like medium characters that historically you could like take down. So again, they're not like a huge boss, but they're like beefy or whatever. And I was like, I wonder what this would look like if I used like different like weapons or what it looks like how long would it take to actually take something down? Can you actually take something down? Like what happens? And so I'll do this with everything. Like it's not even just like big characters. It's even just like, oh, okay, then I wonder if I use this on this enemy and basically just seeing like what happens. So that's what I do. If I mess up even just a little bit in my mind, then I'm like, okay, I'm going to redo this. And then I start experimenting, which I guess, is that weird? I thought that's like a normal thing. It's weird.
I mean, that's typically the way I would approach shit is if it depends on how far back my save is. If I know that if I die and then I'm only going to lose like 2 to 5 minutes, that's fine. I'll like experiment and try to kill it. And then if I kill it and I get nothing out of it, I would just reload the save. But it also depends on it literally depends on how far back my save would be.
See, so sometimes I think that and sometimes I don't. I'm just like, you know what? I already fucked it up. We're going to fuck up other things. We're going to see what's it going to look like. So.
Okay. See, I see what you thought I was going to say now, Stephanie. That's not what I was going to talk about. Yeah. That is a thing too.
Wait, what were you talking about then?
Well, I was just talking about you killing the things. I wasn't talking about the map and the players.
Oh, I was talking about the characters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like how?
No, I mean like I was talking about like the things that you kill, not the map thing. Because I'm guessing, Jake, do you know that? I don't even know if we talked about it.
Until you talk about 9. I have managed to stay away from. I don't even know what the game looks like.
Keep that same energy. Yeah.
It's really fun. There's only one time where I'd say like the game felt like it was, and not even lagging. It just felt like you were doing a thing for way too long. But like it's so fun to play through that it didn't matter. Like, I think this game is pretty solid.
Have I got there yet?
I think you're literally there.
All right,
just-
that's fine. Anyway,
Yeah. I was like, I just mean that in terms of like tension. Like, you know how in a game, and this happens with any game, you're playing a game and like, let's say something time sensitive is happening, and it's like, hey guys, this bomb's gonna blow up. We need to do this, and then the game's like, okay, the game won't advance until you do the things you have to do, and then once you get to that section, then you can like proceed, and the bomb isn't actually like about to blow up. Like, it's not a timer thing. It's like oh, you can do all these things. But like in the game, it's like you reach a point where there's something where like you would think there's time sensitivity, but there's not really, because it's a game. So that's the only complaint I would have. But even then, like I said, it doesn't matter because it's too fun. Yeah, good game. Can't wait for the next one, but we're probably gonna wait a while because they're definitely remaking RE5, and they're probably gonna. I think I heard they're gonna remake RE1, which is something that originally I thought they weren't gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, but whatever. If they fucking don't put the co-op back in 5, like, what is the point of that game?
I think they would. Like, why wouldn't they?
Minimum requirement.
But yeah, that's Resident Evil 9. Can't wait to spoiler talk about that once Jake plays it and Stephanie finishes it. But Jake, what do you got?
Yeah, you know how last podcast I was like, yeah, we're not fucking talking about Deadlock. I lied. We're talking about Deadlock. We're talking about so much fucking Deadlock. Deadlock is Valve's new PvP multiplayer online MOBA hero shooter hybrid. Holy fuck, this game is too good. It is crazy how good Deadlock is. And I don't even, it is like so deep on a mechanical level that you want to get better at it. There is way too much shit going on in Deadlock. It's like got interesting gameplay from like a MOBA perspective, interesting art style and narrative compared to other MOBAs. Like, it's got a alternate history US neo-noir mixed with spooky ghost occult shit, and it all just works. But yeah, Rob and I have been playing the fuck out of Deadlock. It is third person. You got 3 lanes like you would in a normal MOBA. Think your League of Legends. And then you got like 2 turrets you got to kill, and then you get to their base, and then you got to kill 2 more turrets, and then you got to destroy these little structures, and then you can go after the patron. Which the narrative of this game is your characters are all warlocks, and an otherworldly being is trying to be summoned into the world for some reason. Right now, there's a character called the Hidden King, a big yellow guy that wants to show up and mix things up. He thinks New York has gotten too stale, whereas the Archmother wants to show up because she thinks New York is too chaotic. It's too unfair. She wants to level the playing field for everybody and provide some structure. And then these various patrons have promised each hero in the game some kind of wish that they'll have fulfilled if they manage to summon them. So the ritual goes, you gotta basically sacrifice one patron to summon the other. So the 2 teams are just trying to kill each other's patron. But every single character in this game it works. They're all super visually distinct, which I appreciate coming off of Rivals and Overwatch. Because both of those games have the problem of, I have no fucking idea who I'm trying to kill because some of these characters just look exactly the same. But Deadlock has Latina gargoyle women that kill people with plants. It has buff, hunk, tiefling guys with New Jersey accents who are doing their detective shit. It's got a nerdy librarian, Velma-looking ass in a sweater, who kills people by summoning fictional characters out of a book.
And who would be interested in that?
It's got a bitchy vampire princess trying to prove herself that prioritizes style over being alive and not killed by sunlight. It's got 100-year-old fucking MILF Gilf lady who has made a deal with a demon and then fucked said demon over and trapped it in her arm so that she can stay young forever. Like, all these characters are super interesting, and it's really cool to dive into the lore of why they're here. And then also the voice acting is fucking immaculate too. At the start of a match, like, these characters will like interact and banter, and it's kind of fire. Like, Rivals did a really good job of this, but it is crazy how much more polish and intrigue Valve has managed to eject into those like pre-fight conversations. But the real creme de la creme is the gameplay. So you got your typical, like, you got 3 abilities for each character. Sometimes they're passive abilities, sometimes they're actives, and then you have their ultimate. That's pretty standard, that's pretty typical, and you level them up like you would in any other MOBA like League of Legends or Dota. That's also pretty standard or typical. But what's interesting is the way they integrate the shooter mechanics into things. So in most MOBAs, you have to kill the minion yourself to get the money for killing it. And in this game, they are little robot guys who have candles on top of their heads because you're performing a ritual. So when you kill one of these little candle guys, their soul pops out. And you need to shoot the soul with your gun to get all the money for killing that minion. And if your enemies shoot the soul first, they get half of your money. So you're like fighting over economy in very interesting ways. They're not just trying to deny you from getting your farm, they're trying to steal it from you, which usually forces the laners to fight and be aggressive. Like, most matches at Deadlock are very aggressive and very mean. Like, you can try to play a safe lane, but the risk of just getting out farmed is too high sometimes. And then the item store is just like a fucking breath of fresh air compared to most other MOBAs. In League of Legends, you'll look at items and have no fucking idea what they do, but in Deadlock, every item is self-describing. Like, you just read it and you know exactly what it does. Like, close range, okay, you do more damage when you're within close range of somebody. That makes sense. More health, you just get more HP when you buy that item. That makes sense. Bulletproof vest, you just get more bullet resistance. That makes sense. Counterspell, one of the best items in the game, you can just block any ability thrown at you. It is fucking crazy. This game has a melee and parry system in it. You could light melee somebody, you could heavy melee somebody, and everybody has a parry button. And if you parry somebody while they're meleeing at you, they get stunned for like 2 seconds and take additional damage. It is like a fucking death sentence to get parried in this game. But also, meleeing people to death is so strong, especially because, you know, you gotta reload your fucking gun, that people are meleeing each other all the time. So that's like another aspect of the chaos that Deadlock throws into the like combat. But then there's also
so much so that it's even a strategy to like fake out someone's parry. Like, you act like you're gonna punch them, but then you aim to the right or to the left, punch to the side of them. They're stuck in the parry animation, and then you kind of get an upper hand there.
Yeah, and you just beat the shit out of them while their parry's on cooldown. And then the guns are also interesting because everybody has their own unique weapon. But this game also has stamina, which you use for movement. You have Titanfall style parkour in this game. If you are sliding, you slide down slopes at an accelerated rate. You have zip lines that help you get from lane to lane, and you can air dash, you could jump dash, you could slide and then jump and then dash, you could wall jump. There's so much movement tech in this fucking game, and then that's not even including that most characters have some kind of ability that gives them more movement that you can use to either accelerate or pivot or do something else. There's like boost pads that if you jump on will shoot you across the map in some direction. So people are fucking movement monsters in this game. And there's items you buy that just make you faster or give you more stamina so that you could do even more parkour. And when you're sliding, your gun has infinite ammo. So the skill ceiling for this game is absolutely fucking crazy. Like, I don't know whose idea it was to just take League of Legends and Titanfall and Overwatch and then just smash them all together. But this shit is way too fun. It is also one of the most toxic games I've ever played. I don't think I've ever been more mad playing a fucking video game. And it's not even like in beta. It's like a closed alpha. You need to have a friend who has Deadlock installed invite you to get to play this game. You can't just go download it.
Ish. Like it's very easy to get into it. Like even if you didn't have a friend, there's community boards literally on the Steam page where people are like, "Hey man, you want in this game? Just hit me a message."
Yeah, but I'm saying is that's a barrier to entry, but the player base is fucking crazy. There's so many people playing this fucking game right now. And there's no microtransactions. There's no skins. There's no events. There's no dailies. People are just playing this shit for the love of the game right now. And it is so refreshing in 2026 to play a free-to-play video game where I'm just playing it because I'm having fun. Like, that is a novel fucking experience. Or hating my life. I'm just playing it so I can be miserable. And not for the daily reward.
We have a friend that literally almost every day says, "Fuck this game, I'm done. I'm never fucking touching this game again. Like, you know what? I'm out." And he'll like leave. He'll leave the game. He'll fucking leave the call or whatever. 15 minutes later, playing Deadlock. It's highly addictive.
Yeah, and then, you got your all chat and your team chat like you do in League of Legends, but also you could use voice mics to talk to each other, which is either the most toxic shit in the world, or you guys are like, you feel like SEAL Team 6 with the fucking amount of cooperation and planning that's going on. You can draw on the mini map to plan things out with your teammates. It is fucking crazy. There is way more shit to do than just kill each other too. You got crates and golden statues and gambling and fucking little roaming monsters to go kill and buffs to get, and it's a lot. Deadlock is way too much video game, but I kind of fucking love it.
I also think I only like it because I spent years playing League and I understood basically how to play it from the beginning because I have like MOBA experience. But there was a lot of people who will go at this game like, "Oh, it's a shooter and I just have to like get from my base to their base." And that's like their knowledge. And so when you're fighting against those people, it's really easy to beat them. When those people end up on your team, it's like, "Oh,
yeah, the learning curve in this game is pretty harsh." Like, if you played a MOBA before, you can probably understand what's going on. If you're just coming from like Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, that learning curve is going to be a lot harder just because the money is so important, like it is in a MOBA. You having more money than the person you're fighting against just means you have more damage. And if you know how to optimize and get your money up, those are the people that typically win the game. But also, if you're just cracked enough, you could brute force your way into a win. Like, XQC's fucking macro is dog shit, but he's so fucking good at just playing the video game, it doesn't matter. Like, there's characters that if you just want to be a shoot man and shoot things to death and kill people, you can just do that. There's a character whose ultimate is she just zooms in her sniper rifle and then she just snipes somebody. If you just want to play Counter-Strike, like you have a fucking op in your hand and snipe the enemy team, you can just do that. If you just want to play Call of Duty, you could just grab the priest who's carrying a sawed-off shotgun and a fucking M16 and a fucking crossbow with holy water tipped fucking bolts and go to town. This game is great. I cannot wait to see where it goes. I'm sure they're going to be like injecting all of the free-to-play bullshit into it eventually, because it has to be there. How else is the game going to make money? But right now, the experience is pure. And I can at least love and appreciate this game for what it is at this point in time. And it's also like constantly updating. So like shit I'll complain about will just stop existing after like a week. Like I was like, damn, these matches are way too long, bro. They got to figure out how to speed up these matches. And then they fucking put out a patch a week later that turns fucking like 45 to 55-minute games into like 25 to 35 on average. And I'm like, good, great. Thank you. Thank you, Deadlock. Thank you, Valve. It is like such a nostalgia trip to be playing a Valve game and being in love with a Valve game again. Like playing Team Fortress 2 back in the day, you were excited for every fucking update. You would just hop on after school, run some matches just because you were having fun. And that's what this game feels like to me. Cannot wait to see where it goes.
It is pretty good. All right. I think that's it for games, right?
I mean, I don't got anything.
Yeah, I only had one.
I should have talked about the design language more, but that's fine. It's bro. I mean, it's crazy.
We could talk
good.
about Deadlock forever. So
I know it's like fucking insane how good the design language is. Hey, what's Abrams do? Oh, he's a tank. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, what's Ivy do? Oh, she throws plants at people. That makes sense. Hey, what's Furnace do? Oh, he sets people on fire. That makes sense. Hey, what's Apollo do? Oh, he fucking stunts on your ass with his fucking athletics. Hey, what's Drifter do? Oh, he just walks around the maps and then gets put on a fucking list.
I mean, that's one way of putting that.
It's gonna be fucking stupid if Deadlock. I bet. Here's my prediction: Deadlock is gonna make my top 10 until Valve puts out an update so fucking bad for that game that I never play it again.
I mean, we'll see how it goes, Jake. All right, moving on to movies. Looks like y'all each just got one, and I got two. So I'll start things off with my throwaway one. Like I said, it was the Valentine's month, and I decided to watch Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day because, you know, that's a thing. And Valentine's Day is another one of those movies that they made a bunch of in the early 2010s or what. I don't even know when. But, you know, huge ensemble cast of a story that takes place during some sort of holiday. One of those movies that came out after that god awful Christmas movie that I hated. And it's just they took that same idea, put it on another holiday. And I was like, let me give Valentine's Day a shot. And I don't know if it's because I don't really give a shit about Valentine's Day. I definitely don't hold Valentine's Day to the same standards as I hold Christmas. So I went into this movie with like zero expectation. And goddamn, like this movie reeks the 2010. First of all, if you were a baddie back in the day, you're in this fucking movie. Like this movie's cast is insane. And it's literally like a bunch of people going through their Valentine's Day. So it's a bunch of different love stories. It's got the same issues that like I guess a lot of these movies have. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but Ashton Kutcher was like hot back in the day, right? Like everyone thought he was, not you guys specifically, but like the general population, like that was a thing, right?
I mean, I think, and then he just kept making a bunch of movies that sucked absolute dick.
I mean, I would say this. He's attractive, but he wasn't like a known heartthrob, though.
I think he was at least a known heartthrob, at least like the early 2000s. I don't know about like late 2000s or early aughts.
Well, because to me it's weird that like his main story is that he proposes to his girlfriend and she says yes. And then every single person that he says, "Hey, I proposed to her," is just like, "Really?" Like she said yes. And
Bro,
at the
that would be
beginning of the movie,
so fucking self-esteem destroying. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? I don't know if I would kill myself or kill all my friends. Or both.
and like spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Valentine's Day, it's because they're not a good match. But like the beginning of the movie, it seems like it's a joke, like she said yes to you. And to be fair, it's Jessica Alba who is his girlfriend. But like it's still Ashton Kutcher, you know? And he has like a freaking why am I forgetting the name of those movies? Hallmark. He has that Hallmark movie whole bit because he works for a flower shop. And obviously Valentine's Day is their busiest day of the year. So I'm like, you got the hot dude who's working the small flower shop on like a Valentine's Day thing. It just screams Hallmark movie. So I was like, how is this guy not a catch or whatever? But I'm not even gonna get into all the storylines like I did with the Christmas movie. It's just got an insane cast. Taylor Swift's in it. She's really funny as a high school teenager. She's just playing herself basically in this movie, but she's really good at it.
So a sociopathic businesswoman.
Well, she's playing who she wanted to be, like high schooler that's with the not famous, but like popular jock from high school, and they're like a couple. And
the persona, the sociopathic businesswoman, developed for herself.
Yeah, yes, but she's pretty good and pretty funny in that role. To throw a couple of names, Taylor Lautner is her boyfriend in that. And I don't know, were they dating in real life then?
They did date in real life.
I think it was very briefly.
Yeah, it was like 2 months. But it was also during the hype of Twilight.
Well,
I mean, Shark Boy was going places for a while anyway.
But this movie has like Julia Roberts, Jessica Biel, Anne Hathaway, Jamie Foxx, Bradley Cooper's in this. Topher Grace.
Bradley Cooper was also known for being a heartthrob at that point in time.
Emma Roberts is in this. And then, of course, you have the two legendary McSteamy and McDreamy from Grey's Anatomy in a storyline that I wish almost everyone's fan fiction dreams came true in this movie, but they did not, unfortunately. George Lopez is also in this movie.
Boo!
Yeah. I was like, this was back when he was cool,
I don't know. Who do we hate more? Do we hate Carlos Mencia more, or do we hate George Lopez more?
They're both pretty bad.
How the Latin Kings have fallen.
But either way, I guess it's a time capsule in a movie for what it is. I wouldn't exactly recommend it to anyone, but like if it's on and you watch it, it's not boring and it's pretty funny. So
so it's a good cable movie, even though nobody has cable anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a cable movie. Because it's not quite an airplane movie, so I was like, what do you call this? Cable movie is the perfect.
What do you call this concept that doesn't fucking exist anymore?
Yeah. Kathy Bates is also in it. Just throwing that out there because she's also an icon, and I don't want to not throw her name in with everyone else that I threw in. Yeah, that's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, speaking of cable, I think I might be like Tubi pilled. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think if Tubi added a feature to play whatever, that would be peak. I think Tubi would be the only streaming service you would ever need.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. Netflix has that feature. Or at least they used to. I don't know if they still have.
Like, I'm genuinely considering just canceling all my fucking... I don't even actually pay for anything other than YouTube. I'm thinking about...
I was like, why? Do you want me to cancel your Netflix subscription? Is that
no, but what I'm saying is, like, that's a very good experiment. Is like, I feel like Tubi is enough. I feel like we, as Americans, overconsume. You should be fine with just Tubi. And I think Tubi is all we really need. It's kind of got everything. And if it doesn't have something, you didn't need it.
The last thing I'll say about this movie before we close off is because I had a pretty good time with it. It's got an 18% Rotten Tomatoes score.
Damn, bro, people really fucking hate Valentine's Day.
Oh, I guess I can click on it. Because it just 18% tomato meter, 47% popcorn meter.
Nice.
I mean, that's like 50%. That's fine. Honestly, I feel like 50% is underrated. I feel like I like the 1 out of 5 star system more than I do like a 1 out of 10. Because when you look at a 5, if you look at something that gets a 5, you're never going to watch that shit. But if you look at something that gets like 3 out of 5 stars, you'd watch that.
Also, this is a 2010 movie. I honestly don't remember if this would have been a big deal or not back then. Like, one of the main characters does come out as being gay, and there is a gay storyline. I don't know if that was like big enough to make people not like it in 2010.
I feel like it was the culture was starting to come around to like not hating people because they were gay. I don't think it was like as normalized as it is now, but I feel like that turning point kind of hit around like 2015 is when it was like, okay. I feel like if you came out in 2010, you'd still get your shit absolutely rocked.
Well, that's Valentine's Day. Ooh, can't wait to watch New Year's Eve. This New Year's Eve, that one has a 7% tomato meter.
I guess this is a new podcast tradition.
Yep. All right. So that's it for Valentine's Day. Stephanie, why don't you talk about what you watched?
All right. So I ended up watching Rental Family. This is with Brendan Fraser, and it is a newer movie. And I don't know, I actually really like this movie. There were some things where I'm like, I don't think that needs to be in there, but I guess it makes it a little bit better. So basically, like the premise of this is in Japan, and I don't know if there are other countries that also do this. I'm guessing there probably is, and I don't think we do this in America, but basically, like you can rent people to either like hang out with you, or you can like rent a boyfriend, or you can rent like a mom, a dad.
Stephanie, they're called
And
prostitutes.
I mean, I'll say this.
They'll be whoever you want them to be.
Well, okay, so let me give like some background, and I don't think this will flag. Hopefully, it doesn't.
Stephanie's like, we do have that in America, actually. This is different.
So I was like, I think with this is that you can do anything. And so I'll just say like what the first scenario is. So Brendan Fraser is actually an actor living in Japan, and he is trying to get like different roles. And so he notices that there is this person that approaches him that's like, "Hey, like here's when we need you to show up." And then he shows up, and then all of a sudden it's a funeral. And he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And nobody tells him anything before. He just shows up, he sits down, he like goes with everything, but he is a little bit late. And there's probably like, let's say 50 people, and they're all just saying like really amazing things about this dead guy. And so Brendan Fraser's like, what the heck? And then you end up finding out that he's not like actually dead. This literally happens in the span of like 5 minutes. And you see him talking to the person that hired Brendan Fraser, and he's like, thank you so much. Like, I haven't like wanted to actually live in a really long time. But like after doing this, like I have a reason to live. Like I do have people that care about me, and I just need to put myself out there. And so it was like really therapeutic for him. And so you end up finding out that like he had hired all these people to show up to his funeral to like basically deal with like his loneliness. And so Brendan Fraser's like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And like the owner is like, no, like just give this a try. Like this is really helping people. This is how people are able to like do the things that they want to do and like get through life in different ways. And so you go through like probably 4 or 5 different like people who are using the service. The really interesting thing about this is that I shouldn't say it's like grounded, but there's a certain approach with therapy. It's called psychodrama therapy, where basically it's like you're acting or role playing like what you would have wanted to happen in a situation or what you would have wanted to say. This could either be doing like, I don't know, something that you wanted to say to your dad that you never got to, and you're able to act that out. Or you can be like, oh, this is how I wanted things to go at work, and you're able to act it out. And it actually is like very therapeutic for people. It hasn't been like completely grounded with like research backing, but there has been a lot of like self-report with people like feeling better. And so it's really interesting that they use this approach, but it does go through like how things can get really bad or how individuals will even take advantage of this system. And it was just like bananas. And I was just like, dang. And Brendan Fraser doesn't have a family. Like he is by himself in Japan. And so then they talk through that and how he's having to play these different roles and how it impacts him. So it was a really good movie. Like I said, there were some things where I'm like, I don't think you really needed that in there. But okay, then. And probably like my rating of this would probably be like an 85%. Like I really liked it and I really like Brendan Fraser. So yeah.
Does this movie ever get rated R?
I would say with a theme that is presented, yes.
Like, could I, if I wanted to watch like Jocelyn and Kai, but obviously Aiden is around, would he be able to be around for the movie?
For certain parts, yes. But there would be a question that I don't think a parent would want to answer.
To kids? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's no like explicit nudity or like gory anything. Like it's.
I never said that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like terrible nudity. I would like genitalia is covered, kinda.
Kinda. And well, glad Brendan Fraser's making sort of kind of a comeback.
He
Yeah.
signed on for the next Mummies, so.
I was about to say.
I know, I saw a Patrick
fine.
CC video on why he disappeared. That shit is fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the Mummy movies will always be part of my childhood. Same with George of the Jungle. So I'm glad to see that he's coming back and putting shit out again.
I mean, The Whale
Same.
is pretty good.
Oh, I will say though, with this movie, there is like some English, but it is a majority like subtitled. So just throwing that.
I'm fine with that. That's great. All right, Rental Family. You said 85%. That's pretty high. Jake.
At least that's my rating.
Gotcha. Jake, you watched something that I'm pretty sure both Stephanie and I have watched, but I don't know if Stephanie's actually seen it.
Correct. So I was browsing Tubi, looking for something to watch, because Tubi has everything. And if Tubi doesn't have it, you didn't need it. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't know what to watch. Fuck it. Let me just find something random and put it on. And I was like, you know what? This podcast started with me watching a Jake Gyllenhaal movie that I hated. So let's continue the trend and watch another Jake Gyllenhaal movie that I'm probably going to hate. And I threw on Nightcrawler. This movie is really fucking weird. It is about a man who I'm pretty sure is like legitimately a psychopath. Like fucking, you probably would diagnose him as a textbook fucking psychopath. But he's kind of a drifter, just trying to survive in, I think, like LA. Trying to make money however he can, stealing, picking up odd jobs, doing whatever. And after he tries to get a real job, and that didn't work out for him, he's driving home and he sees like a horrific accident on the freeway. And he pulls over. And then he sees other people have pulled over and they are filming the accident. And they're filming these police officers trying to pull this woman trapped in a burning car. And he's like confused by the interaction that is happening right now. And he's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then eventually he asks like one of the cameramen, and he's like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, yeah, bro, we filmed this shit for the TV news. They pay good money for this. And he's like, oh, okay, I can do that. So he goes, steals a bike, takes it to a pawn shop, trades it for a camcorder, and I don't remember what else. It might have been a laptop or something. But basically, he becomes a nightcrawler, running around at night, trying to capture footage of crimes or accidents or anything particularly newsworthy so that he could sell it to a local TV station. And the score to this movie is so fucking weird. Because the score is like, it's like whimsical and inspiring. And like, it's almost like the score to like a coming of age movie. But every single thing this guy is doing is so fucking morally dubious. But the like movie is gaslighting you into like rooting for the fucking guy. Even though he is literally shoving a fucking camcorder in the face of a man who is actively in the process of bleeding out. It's very weird, but it's also like super intense in a very interesting way that was fun to watch. Y'all have seen this movie. What do y'all think of this movie?
Well, have you seen it, Stephanie?
I was like, it's been a while. And did I see the whole thing? No, but I saw the end in the middle. So
The end to this movie, I did not expect this movie to have a climax. Like, if the movie is just, him doing more and more suspect shit to get footage, that's fine. But, like, the ending to this movie goes so hard. I did not expect them to, like, actually save money in the budget for something large and bombastic like the end of this fucking movie. Like, it literally feels like the movie's just like, all right, fuck it, now it's time to go off the rails, baby. Let's fucking go. And there's a character that he almost feels like a stand-in for the audience. Because at some point he, like, hires an intern to help him get better angles and shit for the footage. And, like, this poor guy is just trapped in a car with Jake Gyllenhaal as they're, like, fucking doing, like, 75 in LA traffic, trying to film this police chase, actively getting in the way of the fucking police chase so that they can get a better shot. And he's just sitting in the fucking passenger side, just being like, okay, man, here you go. I'm just going to die, I guess. I mean, fuck it. I mean, this isn't how I wanted to go out, but I'm here now. It's good. This movie's a lot of fun. There's, like, it's funny, but it's not quite like American Psycho funny. Like, the shit Jake Gyllenhaal says is sometimes and does is so absurd that you can't help but laugh. But sometimes it's, like, genuinely fucking scary. It's, like, some of the conversations he has in this movie are super uncomfortable. And it's like, you almost feel bad for him. As I said, I think it's literally the score trying to trick you into it, like, liking this guy. Because it's like, oh, he just doesn't understand people. He just cannot pick up on social cues. He doesn't know why the things he is doing would upset other people or make them uncomfortable. But, like, that's, I don't even know or think that's true. That might be, like, a manipulation. He might, like, be pretending to be autistic so that he can get better footage. Like, I don't know. It's the fact that this man manipulated me, the audience member, into almost liking him and, like, wanting to root for him and his weird little night crawling business to succeed is crazy. Like, I think this movie did an excellent job of immersing you in the film.
So I really love this movie. I watched it also a long time ago. And the only thing that I always remembered about it, which I thought was really weird, years before that movie came out, like, when I was super young, I remember my grandma was reading this book and she read it. And then afterwards, she was like, oh my God, this book is so interesting and it's so, like, crazy. And I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, it's about, like, this autobiography of this dude who would go around and he would, like, film crime scenes for, like, police or whatever. But he was obsessed with getting the perfect shot. So he would sometimes even, like, frame shots, or if someone was dying and he could, like, call 911 to save them, he would let him die and not call because it would be better for him to get the shot. And he was, like, obsessed with this idea. Years later, I watched this movie and I was like, oh shit. I remember my grandma talking about this. This must be based on that book or whatever. And I looked it up and no, this movie wasn't based on a book. This is apparently an original screenplay. This is not based on anything.
There's
But
no way.
But I know my grandma told me that story and she, like, said she was reading this. And I just thought it was crazy because, like, I tried finding this book or something later. And maybe I could find it now, but I just could never find it. All I know is that when I looked up Nightcrawler, it was like, it's not based on anything. But I had heard that story beforehand, and I was like, is this like this happens so often, or, like, that's a thing, or is this, like, just a crazy coincidence? I don't know.
What made me watch this movie is I saw a video on a video game called Detroit Report from Hell. And that video has a lot of scenes from Nightcrawler cut into it for the sake of jokes. And I was like, yeah, this movie looks really fucking funny. Let me watch that. And this movie is funny, but I would not describe it as really fucking funny. So congrats, Jake Gyllenhaal. You have one movie you've made that I like. You got one dub.
All right, that's Nightcrawler. I'll talk about my final movie. I had kind of a theme going on this month. So the other movie I watched was Eternity, a movie that is described as a comedy, but I, in fact, thought would be a horror movie. Eternity, the concept of the movie is there is no heaven or hell. When you die, you just go to your eternity, and you get to pick your eternity. You no longer die, and when you die and go to eternity, you go back to, like, your body physically goes back to the time that you were happiest in your life. So the movie starts off with this old couple that have been married for like 60 years, and the husband dies. He shows up at this eternity, and he's like, all right, cool. And then his wife dies, and she shows up there too. And now they both look young, and it's like, oh, cool. Now we can go to our eternity together. Plot twist, though. There, before you get to your eternity, if you don't choose your eternity, you can just work there, work at this place where people choose their eternities by being a guide, or, I mean, you still gotta, like, people still gotta clean and make food and stuff while the people are there. So you can find an odd job if you can't decide on an eternity. And it turns out that the wife's first husband, who died in the war when they were very young, died, went to eternity, and decided, fuck it, I'm going to wait for her because she's my one true love. So now you got this love triangle of this woman's first husband and her second husband. First husband, who was her one first love, that waited 60 years for her in essentially what comes after you die, versus her husband of 60 years, and where she's going to decide to go, or who she's going to decide to spend her eternity with. And I don't know, does that sound like a comedy to you guys?
No, but philosophically, boys, there's like a right answer here, right? I'm not the only one who's fucking insane.
I mean, I definitely had I told Stephanie I did not want to watch this movie because I was like, that's not a movie. And I think it's a horror because, yeah, I do think there is one right answer. But Stephanie, what do you think?
Okay, so I will say this. When I had saw the trailer, I was like, is this a comedy? And then I'd even had told Robert, I was like, because he was describing this and he's like, this is a horror movie. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure like it's a drama comedy. And then I looked it up and that's what it was. Like, for me, the anxiety that I would feel is like fucking bananas. But that's like my personal thing. I was like, I have no idea what happens in the movie though. Because like judging from that trailer, I was like, her husband seems pretty chill. Not chill, but like, I don't know, not like almost accepting. It was like weird, at least from what I saw. Good point. You know, I don't know, just the one that's in the trailer, I guess. Because again, I only saw the trailer.
All right, well, based off the trailer, based before I even saw the movie,
whoa.
I was like, huh?
Hold up, though. What's the right answer, though?
That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
I was like, it's clearly the guy that she's been married to for 60 fucking years, right? Like, they've been
correct. Yes.
Years.
Yes. That's the right answer, right? Stephanie, you're gonna pick the boyfriend that you've.
Our boyfriend. They got married.
Whatever. You're gonna pick your first husband or second husband, Stephanie? Which one?
Again, okay. So this is, I think, with my job, this just makes things worse. But my whole thing is like, you're young. I'm guessing she was young when she got married. So
yes, they were very young for the first marriage. Yes.
Did she love him, or was
she did love him? Yes. In fact, at the beginning of the movie, like, the last thing that the fucking guy sees before he dies is a picture of her first husband, because they're at a fucking baby shower and some of their grandkids are like, hey, look, this is grandma. And look, there's him. And she's like, oh, yes, yes. And they're like, why'd you ever leave him? And she's like, well, he died. They're like, he's so much more handsome. And homie is like looking at this picture while he chokes on a fucking pretzel. And then he dies. And the last thing he saw was the first husband and his wife.
Okay, so I would agree. I guess if you already took your vows, you told one person, "Hey,
Told
till
both
death
people.
do us part, but I'll see you in death." Like,
Stephanie, are you saying you'd pick the first husband?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I was like,
You gotta pick one right now. You gotta pick one right now, or God sends you to the razor blade dimension.
Nah. Hear me out. She had 7 days in the movie, so I got to be fair. If Stephanie was in the situation, she would have 7 days.
That's bad.
That's the movie. That's the whole
That's
point
bad
of the movie.
podcast content. You got to choose right now, Stephanie.
You're gonna choose right now.
Now, right now.
Wait,
You have 1
okay.
minute.
You guys are saying that you would choose the second husband?
Yes. What the fuck?
Okay,
We
so hear me
built
out.
a life together for 60 years. You think I'm
Hear me
gonna
out.
throw that away?
I can't relate.
On a what if? I don't know if my first husband ruled or not. We didn't fucking live together for 60 fucking years. A lot of people hate each other after 20 years of marriage.
Obviously, as a man, I related to the men in this movie, and I tried making arguments for whether I was either or. And like, I think what's great about this scenario is that no one's wrong.
There is a wrong answer, though.
No. Hear
Actually.
me out. Like, homie waited 60 years and he was like 18, 19 when he died. It makes sense that he would wait, that he would think that after all these years, hey, I've waited, I've done this. Like,
Yeah, but after 60
all his
years, you think
experience.
he would have the maturity to know, oh, she probably moved on, and that's probably good for her.
But that's the thing. He was in this limbo area. He didn't get to live life. So it makes sense that he would be it's like he got the maturity of living up to being 18, 19, and then it kind of sort of like all life experience was gone because he was just.
But don't you like hang out in the limbo for 60 fucking years?
You do, but
You're saying he didn't fall in love with like some lady who wanted to be a janitor or some shit because you couldn't figure it out? You lived 2 lifetimes and you couldn't figure it out?
Look, all I'm saying is I don't think that it's as I don't blame anyone if they don't have a direct answer to this.
I'm saying if you're going to throw away a husband of 60 years and you've been good to each other and you've loved each other for a guy you knew for like maybe a year or two, you're dwelling on the past too much, dog.
But you got married too. I guess my whole thing is that like again, my work kind of ties into things, but I'm like, people stay together when they don't like each other. And again, it sounds like with this movie, that's not the case. Sounds like she does love him.
Precisely. That does not sound like the case. It sounds like they did like each other for 60 years and had grandkids and a happy, loving family.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that like you can also get, I don't know, sometimes it's more like, oh, you're staying in the commitment of things. And you grow and you change over 60 years. And again, right? I don't know. Maybe this dude up in the limbo was just like, I have grown and I have changed and I'm a completely different person. And I would hope that, I don't know, she would like think about it and be like, all right, let me get to know this person. I would hope
she thinks about this shit for 0 seconds, to be honest.
I think you guys should watch this movie. Believe it or not, that's not the question I was going to ask. I wasn't going to be like, hey, what do you guys think is the right answer? Or what do you guys think is this? What I find a lot interesting about this world is the world building. The fact that we're in this place, heaven and hell don't exist. You have to pick an eternity. Once you pick your eternity, you can't switch. You can't go back. It's one choice and done. You don't always have the benefit of like dying near someone you love. So you basically have to pick your eternity and like assume you're not going to be with anyone that you like love. They're still alive because they might die and pick a different eternity. So they're basically like, do you pick what you want to do for the rest of all eternity? Because that's what it's going to be. And there's all sorts of eternities. Like one of them's like, hey, this is the smoking eternity. You can't die anymore. So you can smoke all you fucking want. And like, it's all good. There's like a fucking woman eternity where it was like, no men allowed. Tired of men? Fucking come on down over here. There's a beach eternity, a mountain eternity. Like, basically an eternity for anything you'd want. Or, obviously you can stay there and like work things out. Maybe you're waiting on someone else to die to go to eternity with them. Or maybe you're just indecisive. I don't know. And you can choose to work there. But if you work there, you don't get to stay in as nice as lodgings. Because when they get there, they get like a really nice hotel room type deal where they can like stay. But if you decide to like not pick an eternity within your 7 days, then you go to like a shit fucking place and you have to get a job. And that's that. So my question to you guys is going to be, what eternity do you guys think you would pick if you just had to be somewhere for the rest of all eternity?
Easy. Stephanie, you go.
Sorry, Jake, you can go since you have.
I didn't even have to think about it. Easy. Sorry.
I'll tell you guys mine. I wouldn't go to an eternity. I would stay and work there.
You suck dick. You undecisive pussy.
It's not because I'm indecisive. It's because some of my favorite times are in real life with jobs I've worked or whatever, is you get times like Christmas or Thanksgiving or like holidays. And normally everyone's like with family doing things. But then if you choose like one of those days and you're either like working a job or you just decide, hey, I got nowhere to be, no one to be with, let me go to a bar or let me go somewhere like that. The people you meet in those times are some of the most interesting people and have the most interesting stories. And like it's different avenues of life that like got you there. And I think that's like really cool and interesting. You're now at a place where you basically get to like meet people right when they died and they have to make one of the most important decisions of their entire life. And you would just meet all these people at this point of their life where it's like, yo. And I think that would be like the coolest thing ever. But also, yeah, I'm indecisive. I don't think I could commit to a fucking eternity. What?
I want a simulation of the real world as is, and time moves forward. Just put me back. Just put me back, and then that'll be that.
All right. But again, keep in mind, that doesn't mean anyone that you know will be there. It'll just be people that also want to live in that eternity.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. New people. That's fine.
All right. Stephanie, what's yours?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd have to really think about that because I'm like, an eternity is a long time. And I mean, there's like no situation where you would like move, change.
No, it's part of the movie. Actually, there is no heaven or hell. There's only your eternity. But once you pick, you pick. If you try and leave your eternity, they will find you, get you, and take you to a place probably worse than hell or like hell. But all it is a black void where you see nothing and experience nothing for all eternity.
Yeah, see, fuck that. As I said, I want simulated life. I want simulated death. I want just put me back.
Well, that's the one thing you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have simulated death.
You can't simulate death. You can't just
die.
like respawn as a baby when you get hit by a car. What if that's my eternity though? What if that's what I want?
So this is the other thing. When I said that like you get to come back, you come back at the point that you are the happiest. They literally make a point where they're like, yeah, that's why you'll see a lot of kids or a lot of people who are like young adults. You don't see like basically any teenagers. And it's because you just show up at the happiest you are. So like one of my favorite bits, and they don't even really they just brush it off, is his wife had a friend and she died like in the same week she did. So she shows up and she's like 70. And so when the homie sees her, he's like, whoa, you're old. And she's like, excuse you? I'm like 10 years younger. And he's like, oh no, that's just, yeah, okay. And that's it. But I'm like, you know how fucking rad that is? That like the happiest moment in your life was when you were 70?
To be fulfilled and content, yes.
Yeah, I was like, that's so fucking cool. Like, she was my favorite that was my favorite part of the movie where I was like, damn, you were 70 when you were at your happiest. That's rad.
I feel like I've been happier as an adult than I ever was as a kid. I feel like, yeah, this is fine. This is easy.
Yeah, but you're not 70.
I feel like I'd kill myself if I was 70, to be honest. My shit hurts so bad now.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, it makes sense that you'd have to think about it, Stephanie. Like, an eternity is...
No, it doesn't.
Forever.
Figure it out. Be more decisive.
That's why I was
Okay.
like, this is a horror movie because it's just uh
I don't know,
and
bro.
I
It feels like y'all don't think about your own existential mortality regularly.
okay. I mean, I wasn't gonna get into this, but this is what this movie made me think about. I for a long period of my life, I thought, I didn't focus on my career or any of that as like my end goal in life. It was always, oh, who am I gonna marry? Love is is the big thing. That's the end game of life. And so, breakups fucking sucked. Breakups are hard. And relationships, they suck, especially when you're younger. But eventually I got to a point where I realized, hey, you know what? Life is beautiful. It's a good thing. Any amount of time you experience with someone that you loved is good. Like even if you like had a bad breakup, at some point, obviously things were good between you and this other person, which is why you were with them in the first place. So there's some good there. There's some good feelings, and that's why I tend to try not to have any negative connotations with any exes or whatever and everything. And it's because you know what, life is finite. You don't have as much of it, so enjoy the time you do. And here's a movie that's like, no, actually, fuck you. That's not what happens. You will have infinity. You actually did have to find someone that you think that you would have wanted to spend infinity time with, because that's what happens when you die. And I was like, oh, it would take me a while. If that was what real life was, it would take me a while to be like, huh, is infinity? That's a long fucking time, dog.
Yeah, it's
Commit to a
cringe
person?
and gay.
That's the point of this movie.
Learn how to be happy by yourself, and then you can learn how to be happy with other people.
Yes. But the point is, like, if you do have to live infinity with someone, like, hear me out. Even the concept of getting married to someone means something else to us humans because we know we fucking die.
I mean, what if it was just a simulation of another world, bro? I mean, you could like, hey, we had a good 80 years. This is stale, baby. I'm sorry. It was 80 years, but like now you're like really into card games, and I just don't fuck with that anymore. So this isn't working out, and that's okay.
So you're saying a couple could have been married for like 60 years and maybe afterwards, yeah, the
I'm
woman's like,
saying
actually, I want to. This is getting stale. Turn to
if
card games. I
no,
actually maybe this
if
other.
she's like, hey, this is stale, that is perfectly reasonable. If she's like, yeah, I only settled, that's fucked. But if it was a happy, good 60 years and you would love to have another 60 years with this guy, I don't know why you just fucking trash can that.
Well, like I said, that's just the beginning concept of the movie. I'm not even going to get into, what happens throughout. There's a lot more lore to this world building. I think you guys would like this movie. Um, Plus, just, like, it's interesting to see where it goes. I do, however, the only thing I have, and it's because I do this with all movies, I will see the world building, see how good it is, and I will immediately build this, like, potential of what it could be versus what the movie is. And I still think this movie's good, but I think that this concept would be great for a TV show where, like, you're following some of the workers there and you get, like, a new person each episode and then a couple of, like, oh, this is one person that's going to have a narrative that spans a couple of episodes. I think that would have been fire. But TV shows cost a lot more than movies, so, makes sense.
So Stephanie, what's your eternity right now? The minute's up.
What the heck? I don't know. Like I said, I think maybe like a simulation, but then I feel like there's a point where like I don't believe, and maybe in this universe this does happen, but like I feel like though, like there has to be like consequences or something has to happen to where you're not there all the time. I don't know.
All right, Stephanie's going to Texas. That's her eternity.
To me, I will.
She's going to Texas, and there's a new museum every week.
That sounds pretty okay. As long as there's a new one.
Like I said, there's more concepts in there, but I just don't want to, like, spoil everything because it is a good watch. And it's shit. I think it's only on Apple TV. So
So nobody's gonna watch this shit. I see.
no, it's not an Apple TV movie. It's an A24 movie, so it will be on other platforms. I just watched it on TV because it was free on there, I think.
Well, I'm glad we could have another existential hell conversation. Those are always good. I enjoy those.
You can rent these on like Amazon or whatever, so it's worth a watch, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's it for movies, I guess. Plot twist: My Eternity, an eternity where we get to do this podcast forever and ever.
Oh, that sounds like my hell, actually. That sounds like what I don't want.
Yeah, but see, then I would actually get through all the games you want me to get through. I can't duck them for eternity.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have a bad opinion about them, and then I'm like, yeah, that is hell. That is what my nightmares are made out of. That's what my black void is listening to bad opinions for the rest of my life about things that I love.
Noted. Yeah, that's it for movies, right? So I guess TV shows. Stephanie, what do you got?
All right. So the one TV show that I did watch, and the reason why I call it a TV show, it is a docuseries, and it looks at America's Next Top Model. And this documentary was just bananas. And I just don't understand like what reality shows were in like the early 2000s. Like they really did have a lot of things that you could do. And so with this documentary, it looks at how this reality show like really kind of messed up people's future with being a model. And so they invite back people who actually won like the whole I don't even know, like series for that year. And there have been 24 I guess like seasons to America's Next Top Model. 5 of them came back. There were also people who were just contestants, and they were able to like share like how it really affected their lives and how a lot of these contestants like they're not even doing anything in the industry. And there is a point where Tyra Banks, she's again like a famous model, and she is the person who kind of pitched this idea to TV, and it took off. Like it was crazy. People thought like it wasn't going to be good, and then it became like again America's like top watched TV show for like a while, and then it became like a global sensation. And it's just like bananas to think that like people dedicated so much of themselves to this for like a year, and then they were not even able to get into the industry that they wanted. And I was telling like Robert about this. This is like so messed up. And I don't think this will be flagged. I hope not. But there's a point where they have like very questionable like photo shoots that have nothing to do with like really modeling, honestly. And one of the prompts was like a crime scene photo. So these models would have to like be in a crime scene and like take photos, and like there was no like I guess there was no rhyme or reason to it. They just like randomly had them in different clothes, and then they would have them in different, I don't even know, like I guess different places, modeling anything and everything. And so there was a contestant, and she talks about how like, yeah, her mom had like died. And it was in a very specific way. And they literally had this girl put in the same exact situation that her mom was in. And she had to pose. And she had mentioned, like, she was like doing it. It just felt like it was another challenge. It was very weird. She's like, but then afterward, I was like, that's crazy that they would even do that. Like, and her mom died in like a very grisly way. And then she had to recreate that. And even some of the producers were like, yeah, like looking back on it now, like that's terrible that we did that. But during the time, like none of us had even recognized like what we were doing. And so it's just like, what the heck? And there's like other crazy stuff that happened on this show. And it really was just for the shock value. It like became less and less about modeling, or like less and less about like, I don't even know, like breaking into things. And so like another example, this will be the last one, is there was this girl who had a gap in her teeth. And so they were saying like, no, she has to get like dental work because like nobody's going to find that like attractive, and she can't be a model. 2 seasons later, there's a person with a gap in their teeth, like in their front teeth or whatever, and they make it bigger because there was a model back in the day that had a gap in their teeth, and they're like, this will be fine. And so it's just crazy. Like people had to change like their whole image, their lives, and to be met with nothing. So I was just like, geez, this is a crazy
Yeah.
series.
I don't know. This seems fucking wild. Like, I don't even give a shit about modeling, but you think they would be like, yeah, so like we're doing like a beach summer thing, or hey guys, there's a lot of food ads, so y'all need to model eating food in such a way that people fucking want to go to this restaurant or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of things you could have done that actually make sense for modeling. It's also wild that like most reality TV like shows like this don't result in any success for the winners. Like even if you think about like American Idol, what American Idol winners made it? It's usually like
I would argue there's a pretty fucking famous
it's
one.
usually the runner-ups that get the fucking deals.
But you know,
Yeah, but like how many seasons of American Idol is there?
that's true. Plus, I'm pretty sure Kelly Clarkson was literally the first one. So I guess
So who the fuck is Jamal Roberts? Who the fuck is Abby Carter? Who the fuck is Ian Tongi? Who the fuck is Noah Thompson? Who's Chase Beckham? Who's Just Sam? Who's Leanne Hardy? Maddie Pope? Trent Heyman? Who the fuck are any of these people? The only person
it is usually the runner-ups. I'm not gonna lie.
People I recognize on this list is Jordan Sparks, Kelly Clarkson, and Carrie Underwood. That is it. Out of all 23 seasons, 3 out of 23.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The last one I watched was when Daughtry was in there, and you know,
He was a runner-up.
Yeah, he was a runner-up. I'm aware. Like, I was there texting on my phone. You know,
How
getting the
privileged of
votes
you to
in.
have a phone.
Huh?
Said how privileged of you to have a phone.
I don't even. That's right. I don't think I had a cell phone, so I must have either used my parents or. Did you call in? Am I like fucking
Thought you texted.
that old? I don't remember. But yeah.
Yeah, that sounds dramatic.
Well, bro, they watched Nightcrawler and they're like, I have an idea for a photo shoot.
Yeah, I guess.
Honestly,
Jake Gyllenhaal looks so fucking good in this movie, bro. We should do something with this.
All right.
Yeah, documentaries. Or is there such a thing as like a positive documentary?
Not for you guys. I don't think.
Documentaries?
I don't think y'all are just attracted to like peace and happiness. To be honest, I think
I
you
like
just
nature documentaries. You know, the Planet Earths.
Yeah, because you like feeling bad about the deer or whatever that starved to death because it's winter and he couldn't find food.
I mean, that's not really hot.
Or the polar bear is stuck on the fucking melting ice sheet. Too tired to swim.
I was like, I don't think that's what I like about them, but okay. But yeah, it's
all right, who's next?
Bad time, I guess. You can go, Jake. Tell us about Gaichi Akuda.
I think it's Gachi Akuda. Whatever. Gachi Akuda is quite neat. I quite like it. It's a precious little show to me. Gachi Akuda is a shonen from one of the assistants who worked on the Fire Force manga, so the guy who wrote Soul Eater. And you can kind of see the Soul Eater influence all over the show, at least in terms of like the drip. There's like a real love of streetwear and hip hop culture in this show that I really fuck with. But it is a shonen where the power gimmick system is people have these items that they imbue with special properties, usually due to like how special that item is to them or how much they care for it. And the setting is in a weird post-apocalyptic trash world. The main character is from a place called the Sphere, which is like a floating island in the sky that has its society separated into two halves. like the upper class and the lower class. And the upper class is very modern and very clean and pristine. And the lower class is basically like people living in fucking shambles and like metal shacks and shit. And at some point, this kid gets accused of murder. And the way they deal with criminals in the sphere is they literally just yeet them off the edge. So they yeet this motherfucker off the edge of the sphere, and he ends up in the trash apocalypse that is the world of Gaia Chiakuda. Because the people from the sphere literally just throw their fucking trash off the edge of the fucking island. And it is such a problem that it like you can barely see the fucking ground due to how much fucking trash there is. But it's basically about this kid's quest. He basically just wants to get back to the sphere and beat the shit out of the people there for accusing him of a murder he didn't do. And he's always like been an outcast, even amongst like the lower society that he's from. So it's almost a revenge plot, but like what this show really is it's like actually a coming of age. He gets found out by these group of people that all have their special items. And what they do is they hunt monsters that sometimes spawn out of the trash. Like there's literal trash monsters that show up just due to how much garbage there is all over the place. So they just go and hunt them down. And then once he's in this group, that's when I think the show really starts. That's when it kicks off in like episode 3 when he joins the hunters. But what I really fuck with about this show is that this is a show for edgy, angry teenagers. But the show treats the main character like an angry and edgy teenager. And all of the adults in the new Hunter Society that he's a part of come at him with like a level of like empathy and understanding because they were all also edgy teenagers. And it's really interesting to have a shonen protagonist who is treated like a child. And not like treated like he's stupid, but they treat him like, yeah, we're the adults here. It is our job to mentor this kid who feels lost and doesn't really know where he's at in the world and try to help him on his way on his own journey. Like, that part is cool. Like, where they just are sitting down and having a conversation and trying to teach him something. Those are my favorite parts about this show. Rob, you watched a couple episodes of the show. You got any thoughts?
I did watch a couple episodes of the show. I think I'm like on episode like 11. I think, I don't know. Hey guys, let's rate Naruto. Nah, let's change it up a bit. All right, let's make Naruto edgy this time, and give him crippling anxiety. Fuck it, throw it in there.
I feel like you're simplifying it a little bit too much. It does have like the shonen beats, but it executes them like so well and so like evenly paced that it's fine. Like fuck me, trying to watch My Hero Aka has made me realize how good of a fucking show Gachi Akuda is. Because the pacing of this shit moves, and when they're not fighting, the downtime is cool and fun.
What I like about it is that it feels like it has like mini little arcs. Like, because I've been watching it in little bits, and it's like I can watch like, yeah, the first 3 episodes is him getting there, and then after that, like I can watch a couple episodes, and it's like, oh, okay, it's just this bit. Okay, these next couple episodes will be this one little fight here, and it's like it's got 2 to 3 episodes that are like together that you can watch in one go, and then you can take a break, and then the next couple of episodes will be their own little mini arc. So it's like nice.
Yeah, there is an overall arcing plot though. Like it's just not clear until you get to the end of the season. But yeah, the fights are super well executed. Like, they are basically in a post-apocalyptic trash world. And in addition to the trash beasts being a big threat, there's also just normal post-apocalyptic shit, like traffickers and fucking bandits that the cleaners, which is part of the group that he's a part of, have to just deal with. And some of these bandits also have like their special items. They're called givers, which is an awful fucking name for a power system. So I guess I just don't want to call them fucking givers because it sounds so fucking stupid. But the bandits have givers in their parties also. And it leads to some really fucking hype moments. Like when they feel like spending the money in a fight, you do feel it.
I mean, I'm gonna finish season 1 for sure.
But the world building is just really nice. I do love the world building in the show. I like how they take the time to show you how these societies function and why they banded together to like rebuild some of society in this fucking garbage world. And like they explain how some people get their food and items and scavenge shit. It's cool. I like the attention to detail in this universe. But yeah, if you want just a pretty good shonen about a kid who was dealing with crippling anxiety and depression and actually having positive adult role models interacting with this child in between hype shonen fights, then yeah, I would recommend the shit. I'm very excited to see where season 2 goes.
Hey, I'm not gonna say the name of it again because I'm gonna fuck it up. But that was that. I watched season 2 of Fallout, and you know what? I think I did a disservice to myself by playing New Vegas before watching season 2, actually, because
So what you're saying is season 2 is going to irritate the fuck out of me.
season 2 is not bad. It's pretty good. Like I enjoyed it for what it was. The problem is I'm watching it through the lens of I played Fallout New Vegas. And normally I'm pretty good about that stuff. But I'll give you one example. The very beginning, they go to Novak. Lucy's in the dinosaur head with a sniper. You want to know what the problem is?
The fuck is Boone, bro? Where the fuck is my boy?
This is obviously years later.
Where's Manny? I'm
The
assuming
dinosaur.
they're making a call about the setting of Fallout New Vegas.
The dinosaur is facing the hotel.
That.
See, and that's a dumb thing that wouldn't bother me. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, this is the place from the game.
But it acts as a guard tower. That's why it faces the road. That's the whole point of them setting a sniper up in the dinosaur so that the sniper could look at the road and make sure that there's no trouble approaching the town.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So see that's how I started watching this show, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I was just like, And then every time something like that happened, I was just like, And I was like, man, if I just hadn't played that fucking game, I would have thought this was really cool. And then I could have played the game and been like, oh, hey, this makes a lot more sense. I was fucking stupid in the show, but whatever. Either way, show's still really funny. It's still really good. I still tuned in for every episode. If you like the Fallout TV show and you want more of that, there's more here. This does feel like, whereas season 1, they could have just never fucking made any more and it would have been good. It would have been fine. I would have enjoyed that as a solo piece. They got money now. They got approval. They got ratings. Season 2 is very clearly a setup season. Stuff does happen and it is cool, but it's a lot of building towards the next season versus like just let's have another season of here's a condensed thing that starts and concludes. And like I said, it's still good though. It's still fun and enjoyable. I just felt like I am now being more strict about it.
You're going to hold it under a lot more scrutiny like I do.
Yeah. So
Congrats,
But
welcome to the club of not being able to enjoy shit.
that's the Fallout TV show season 2. Like I said, I enjoyed it.
Does it at least maintain the themes?
Uh,
Over consumerism, fucking hyper fervor for war, even though you really don't know what the fuck you're fighting for or fighting over.
I'm gonna let you just watch it.
Humanity being their own worst enemy.
They tried to add a bunch of things, and I think that in adding a bunch of things, because it's only like I think 8 or 9 episodes, it might be 10, but it's a lot to condense into that amount of episodes. So
See, what
also
I can't
feel
wait
like
is, in addition to playing New Vegas, I have the context of Fallout 4, and then I could foresee them trying to add a bunch of shit from all the games for the sake of fan service
I
and
think
fucking
they
with
do.
all of it.
I think they do. I just only get the New Vegas stuff, but there's some cool cameos in there that I thought were really cool, and you'll get that. So it'll be fun. But yeah, it's the New Vegas part feels showboaty. I'll say that. But yeah, that's season 2 of Fallout. I talked about Project Hail Mary on the last one and how it got me into audiobooks and actually listening to books, because that's a thing that I absolutely despised before. And while I don't think that this has gotten me into straight audiobooks, because every audiobook I've listened to has been more of they add a lot more production value into it, a lot of like voice sound effects. And unless that's what every audiobook is like, which as a matter of fact, I know it's not, because I tried listening to Crime and Punishment, and that, even though that was my boy, just wasn't it. I listened to Dungeon Crawler Carl. This is a real fun, real funny audiobook. Main premise of this is, aliens came, they took over Earth, and all the survivors now have to go through a dungeon if they want to have a shot at getting Earth back. And it's just very D&D based, like dungeon, like, fighting goblins and a lot of D&D monsters. There's boss fights, and this whole thing, because it's aliens that took over, and obviously they're trying to make money out of this somehow, is televised for like alien entertainment. So you get basically an adventure about a dude trying to go through dungeons with his pet cat, who ends up being its own character who also talks. And it's very much like Rick and Morty humor. Like, sometimes it's a little crass. Sometimes it's, you'll get moments where you're like, oh, damn, there's some emotion there. And it's got video game aspects to it. It's kind of like a isekai almost, because once you're in the dungeon, you have like a menu that pops up with like your skills, and you can add points to places. You can equip items that give you.
That's literally an isekai.
Yeah.
It's literally just an isekai.
I guess so. Yes, but it's also very Americanized.
Isekai made by the Gaijins.
So the aliens, they have all the knowledge of like Earth. And so, because this is a TV show that's being recorded for alien entertainment, they're trying to make it entertaining. And also, if you want to advance as a dungeon crawler, you want to get like exciting kills or make whatever you're doing exciting, because you get better loot and better stuff. So your incentive to do flashy things is there. And it's just, like I said, it's a pretty cool time. And the aliens have all, like I was saying, human knowledge of like TV shows and stuff. So a lot of the bosses, and they'll have like American influence. And even though it's the whole world, it's planet Earth, it's very America. like all the references we get. It does make a show to like, there is people from the rest of the world around there, but you're following Carl, who is an American. So like everything he sees is like America contextualized. Because there will be achievements every time he does something, like he gets achievements, and the achievements are a lot of times references to some sort of American culture, and it's really fun. It's just a nice. I thought I was gonna hate it or think it was cringe, but turns out I'm the target fucking audience.
It sounds like I would hate it and think it's cringe, so hopefully I'm not the target audience.
I think you would like it. There's a lot of cat humor in here that I think you guys would enjoy.
Ugh. I fucking hate cats.
Yeah, that's it. That's the humor, Jake. So I definitely would recommend this audiobook, but if you want to wait, I guess I've only seen a couple articles about this, so I don't know if it's true or not. But I think maybe Seth MacFarlane might have picked this up to make a show, whether it be animated or not. I don't know. Probably because I heard Ted cost a lot of fucking money. But yeah,
Yeah, this whole alien thing seems like more of a subplot and an excuse to do stupid isekai shit.
yeah. It's
Is the alien thing actually important? Like, how do you
I'm
fucking get your world back if you win?
I'm sure it will be.
What do they
important.
mean by that?
If you win, you get the right back to your planet, because what they do is they go around and they go to different planets and they just like take them over for their resources. They don't really give a shit about the planet. But people survive the initial takeover. I'm not even going to get into how that happens. It's pretty quick. It's like the first 5 pages. But if you make it through the whole thing, then I don't know if that's going to be a plot point. They do mention stuff that matters with all that. Because, like, I guess it's a different group that's in charge of the activity that happens. So this time it just happens to be a dungeon crawl. But, like, before, it's been a battle royale on other planets that have been taken over. And when your planet is taken over, if you make it or you survive, but you didn't, like, make it all the way out to own your planet or whatever, sometimes you stay in the world. And so previous aliens of other planets will be like in the safe zones of this dungeon, and they are just like previous dungeon crawlers, or they survived their whatever it was. They just didn't make it all the way out to get their planet back, but they took some sort of deal to, like, hey, you get to be a part of here, but yada yada. Like it does have a world building thing, and I'm sure it will be important. There's like 7 books. This is just the first one. So, but yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl, definitely recommend.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk about this Gorillaz album real quick. I've listened to The Mountain by the Gorillaz, which is a Gorillaz album, heavy Southeast Asian inspired music influences, such as Indian and Thai. And I think this album is kind of mid, which might be a controversial opinion, especially because I think Cracker Island was so strong. People say Humans is the worst new Gorillaz album to come out after like their hiatus after Plastic Beach. I think it's this album. Not because like it's unenjoyable or bad, but the amount of shit in this album I skip regularly. Most Gorillaz albums I am willing to let play all the way through. But there's only so much traditional Indian flute I can listen to before I get tired of it. And it turns out I was tired of it after like one listen.
Damn.
I know they have an Idols feature on here that I was really excited for because I like Idols. And I feel like Joe Talbot is absolutely fucking wasted on this album. They didn't do anything interesting or punk. It's more of almost like a SoundCloud rap. Which, like, yeah, I guess fits within Gorillaz' style, but I really don't think he had used Idols in any kind of interesting way doing that. And I think The God of Lying is easily the worst song on the fucking album. Delirium, on the other hand, fucking love that song. That song fucking is so good. It is one of the goofiest fucking things I think the Gorillaz has ever put out, and I fucking love it. I think, like, thematically it's strong. Like, it's about, at least partially, Jimmy Hewitt and David Albarn, both their dads died while they were in the process of making this album. And there's a lot of songs on this album just about grief and moving on and trying to like take what those that are no longer here have given you and build something cool and interesting with them. And meditations on the afterlife and existentialism. So basically, I would listen to this album when you're in a chill place. Do not listen to this shit while you're working out. Do not listen to this shit on like a stressful commute. Do not listen to this shit at work. This is it's almost an album you literally just have to like sit down and listen to when you got like not much else going on. But I mean, I still don't think it's bad. I don't think Gorillaz has really missed ever. Still one of my favorite bands. So those are my thoughts on The Mountain.
You had me at SoundCloud Rap.
Bro, I fucking hate you. If that's your favorite song on this album, I'm going to drive over there and cock punch you.
Can't wait to listen to this album.
Ugh.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have finished another episode of The Backlog Boat. Any closing thoughts?
Everybody should go to Texas, apparently.
We're all going to go to Texas, let me tell you. You guys don't even have to worry about the rent-a-car.
We're all going to Texas.
All right. Catch you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah, later.
See ya.